Hello, gang. Welcome to the Adrel Show. So for today's stream, we have a bunch of things that we're going to get to. To start off with, just some basic housekeeping stuff. As I mentioned on on the last stream we did on Wednesday, we now have a set time that these streams are going to go live, which is going to be 4 p.m. roughly my time, which I thought it might be handy for those of you who live in other time zones for me to just sort of share this screen that explains what time zone that works out to wherever you are located. Just so it's a little bit easier to figure out when I'm going to be going live. This is going to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So depending on what time zone you're in, it should be more predictable to see when I'm going to be online and when you can catch the stream. If you want to, come watch live, if you want to ask any questions in chat, I really love when we have some people chatting and we can get a conversation going, or I can answer some questions or things like that, or we can do things together on stream. That's also really fun. So yeah, these are the different times. So Pacific time, US works out to about 5 a.m. around 6 a.m. Mountain Time, 7 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and then for the UK, so if you're located in Brazil or in UTC -3, that works out to about 9 a.m. GMT is around noon, or so 1 p.m. in London, or in like the GMT +1 time zone. In Germany around 2 p.m. Moscow, Russia around 3 p.m. I guess the Dubai time zone around 4 p.m. India around 5:30 p.m. 8 o'clock Singapore time, and Beijing time, I guess, as well as then around 11 p.m. in Japan, 10 p.m. Australian time, and midnight in New Zealand. So this should be our recurring schedule, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I may throw in additional streams on the weekends, but if there's going to be any change to the streaming schedule, I will let you guys know on my Twitter account, as I think that's the easiest way to get things out. I think Twitch has some stories as well that I think I still need a couple more followers and some more average viewers to be able to use. So if you aren't following, I'll try not to bug you guys too much with these requests. But if you guys aren't following, please drop me a follow on Twitch and or subscribe on YouTube. If you're enjoying the streams, or if you're watching the video on demand later on and you're enjoying the content, please do drop a like. And more than even a like, I mean, I would love a like. Don't get me wrong. Let me drop a comment or let me know in chat if you're watching live. I really would love some feedback on the content that I'm producing. If you guys are liking it, if there's anything else that I'm not covering well enough, or if in the past people have mentioned that I had some issues with like my video quality, and so that really helped me a lot in figuring out what I need to fix between each of these streams, and continually trying to improve them. All right, that said, for today's stream, we are going to take a break from all the remix farming we've been doing, because that doesn't seem to be going well on stream at all. The last couple of streams that we've done with remix leveling characters, things have tended to go wrong. In many cases, because I'm a moron. But we're going to take a break from that. We're instead going to do a couple of things that actually are going to look at how we can utilize these alt armies that we're hopefully putting together, right? One of the main things that I'm currently doing in Remix, and one of the main things I keep saying that everyone should be doing in Remix, is leveling a whole bunch of alts. Alt armies are going to be extremely powerful in the War Within. Primarily from a gold making perspective is why I'm interested in it, but also in general, right? Mount farming, which is the other thing that I absolutely love doing in this game, and the main thing that got me into gold farming to begin with, was because I wanted to be able to buy more mounts, right? And for mount farming as well, alt armies are super powerful. I've already put out a couple of shorts on my YouTube channel explaining some of the different things you want to do with your remix characters, including like expanding their bag size, making their flying, making their dragon riding, like accessing their dragon riding talents and stuff like that. Having alts can also be super handy for the Traveler's Journal. I put up a video last night about this. I'm not I'm not trying to plug things, but I'm trying to minimize rather how much I plug things, because I don't want that to be repetitive or annoying. But yeah, so I have a couple more shorts planned for there, as well as to how you can best utilize an alt army to unlock a bunch of different mounts, and do some other fun things. In the War Within specifically, you may be aware that we're moving to war bands, which is basically the new account-wide system. And not only will we have an account-wide bank through that, we will also have account-wide renown. So if your whichever character has the furthest along reputation, all of your characters can now access the rewards that come from that, right? That is insanely powerful. You don't need to grind out renown on each of those alt characters, which is huge. Similarly, the profession system in the War Within is very, very not only alt friendly, but highly encourages you to have more alts. They've done away with inspiration, and so the new system is called concentration, and that is actually time gated at a character level. So what I mean by that is basically each day or each week you have a certain you have a cap to some of the resources, and those are set at the character level. So you can not only get all of the recipes and the knowledge points and all the other benefits that you do from the account-wide system, including being able to transfer currencies. A lot of the key currencies in the War Within, you can transfer super easily between different characters on your account. So it in a lot of cases, it may be more efficient to farm certain currencies on alt characters and then transfer them to your main, just because there may be things like weekly quests or one-time completion events and things like that that will allow you to get a large amount of a certain currency that you can then transfer over to your main. So even if you don't plan on making gold, even if you just want to, maybe you like pet collecting or you like transmog collecting and so forth, right? It's just become a lot easier. And similarly, the other changes to Warband are that, even if you can't use a certain piece of armor on this specific character, come the pre-patch, this will automatically unlock these appearances for your characters that can use it. So an example of that is that's why you're seeing me not having vendored, plate items. My main character is a monk here, but I got this plate item from, I believe, a treasure chest or something like that. And normally, in the past, I would have always just gone ahead and vendored this because it's not like I can learn this appearance on this character. However, from next week, when we have the pre-patch drop on the 23rd, I believe it is, in the US and 24th in EU, the second we log on for the first time to this character, we will unlock this appearance for our plate-wearing characters. We will unlock this two-handed mace appearance for the characters that can equip that, and so on and so forth. So the more alts you have, you now don't need to, let's say you want to unlock all of the appearances in Icecrown Citadel, right? Previously, you would need to run it once on a plate character, once on a mail-wearing character, once on a leather worker, like on a leather wearing character, and once on a cloth wearing character. Never mind if you needed to do it for multiple classes, right? You would now only need to run ICC once, and you would basically get the appearances for all of those classes, like for all of those armor classes on the character that ran it itself. So there's a boatload of reasons to be leveling alts through Remix. I think I talk about that on stream and in my YouTube videos quite a bit. So anyway, coming back to specifically what we're going to be doing on this stream. So the first thing we're going to be doing is I have been playing around with the Path of Ascension. Now my main had the Kyrian Covenant unlocked. So it sort of made sense to start here, but in general, there's a handful of mounts that you can actually unlock. Well, so 5 mounts exactly that are tied to 5 achievements that have to do with your Covenant, one of your Covenant abilities. Like basically, let's go ahead and get into it here. So each of the Covenants has a specific, I'm not sure what they call these. It's a Covenant, I know it says it in the achievement thing. Just blanking on the name right now. The Covenant Sanctum. Sorry, just a second here. Let's Shadowlands Covenant Sanctums. What is it called? Give me 1 second to just pull that up for us here. All right, I guess they're calling it like the Path of Ascension game, but essentially it's so for Kyrian specifically, it's right. It's called the Covenant features. Sorry about that. Um, but essentially, each of the covenants has a different one of these features. I believe for well, I know for Kyrians, it's the Path of Ascension, which is basically a little scenario that you go into. You unlock different bosses by doing quests, and then you equip one of your soul binds, and you use them to defeat different bosses. Now, at level 70, the scaling is super broken on this, and it's super, super easy, and is actually probably going to be the easiest way to unlock these achievements, and therefore the 5 respective mounts. Now, if we come down to, let's go ahead and filter here by this. I'm not sure why why our filter isn't working properly here. But in any case, we have filtered on only Covenant Sanctums as the source of these mounts. Okay, there we go. Now it seems to be filtering correctly. As we can see, there's a total of 47 mounts here that we don't have, and about 15 of them that we do have. If you all are interested in me putting together guides for any of these, let me know, and I would be more than happy to. I already have guides for a handful of them planned, so definitely check out keep a lookout on the YouTube channel and potentially on the Twitch video on demands for those videos. If they're short enough, you may also see them pop up on TikTok or Instagram and stuff like that, and the other platforms, so Facebook and Twitter, and I'm trying to get better about cross-posting to those as well. In any case, the mounts that we're going to be working on today are going to be, give me 1 second. It's not these ones. All right, so the first one is going to be the... Oh, where is it? Why am I... Here. So these are 4 of the mounts that we're going to be unlocking. Now, the Covenant feature has a different... there's different features for each Covenant that unlocks these mounts. As I mentioned, for Kyrian, it's the Path of Ascension. For Venthyr, it's the Ember Court. For Nightfay, it's the Queen's Conservatory, and for Necrolord, it's the Abomination Factory. Now, I haven't played around too much with the other Covenants. We're going to be doing some of that on this stream later on today. But the easiest by far seems to be the Path of Ascension. Does it take a little bit of time to run around and do the quests and things like that? Sort of, yep. I will go into more detail on unlocking that whole thing because in my experience, it took quite a bit of trial and error on my part to figure out exactly how to get through that. I very much appreciate the guides that WoW has, as well as the ones available through Zygor. But I still found it a little bit confusing, and so I am planning on putting together a little bit of a video to explain exactly how to do that. But essentially, these are 4 of the mounts. We'll get these by completing different achievements in the Path of Ascension as our Kyrian character here. And so the first one is the Pale Acid Maw. And these are all pretty cool looking mounts because they have fairly unique models, right? The Silver Tip Dreadwing is the second one. The Gruesome Flayedwing is the third one. And the Dauntless Duskrunner is the fourth one. Now, there is one more that we will also be doing. And if you bear with me a second here, I had it somewhere. I'm not sure if it's filtered for some other reason, but essentially the final one, where is it here, is the Eternal Phalanx of Loyalty. So the other 2 that we're going to be doing is the Eternal Phalanx of Humility and the Eternal Phalanx of Loyalty. So totally we should unlock around 6 mounts on this character itself just by completing, you know, the various Path of Ascension bosses and things through that. Don't expect this to take super long. After that, one of the issues we may face is even after we unlock those mounts, we actually will need some anima to buy these mounts. Now, this character has a bit more anima than usual, than I would usually keep around on most of my Shadowlands characters. I don't really have too many characters that I've taken into Shadowlands and taken through the, you know, the Covenant system. But it's super easy for alts these days because of the fact that you can now buy items. If you've unlocked 80 renown on at least one character, you could buy items just off of a vendor right next to the flight path vendor, actually the same one who sells heirlooms, that will automatically boost your Covenant renown up to level 60. That will actually unlock a few benefits for you along the way as well. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to take a few of our alts, have them do the very starting Shadowlands entry quests to the point that they unlock covenants. They're going to pick a covenant, they're going to use one of those items, get the 60 renown, collect the rewards that you get for taking a a covenant renown to renown 60, which include about 1,000 anima, as well as an item that gives you bonus experience for your mission table followers. We're then going to swap covenants, do the exact same thing, get the renown, get the token that gives the bonus XP, do it 2 more times, and then finally we're going to buy an item that allows us to transfer that anima from that alt to our main character so that we can go ahead and buy the mounts and the other things that we need to buy on this character here. We are also, so that should allow us to buy a few of the mounts that are available from here. It will also allow us to buy some of the other mounts for some of the other, that you just pick up off of the vendor. So for instance, each of the covenants actually has a mount that you can buy for 7,500. So there's one mount like this, right, that you just need 5,000 anima for. And so that just running one alt through this will get you most of the way towards that 5,000. The other mount that we will want to pick up for each of the covenants where we don't already have them is a mount that costs 7,500 anima. Now, let me see if I can just filter on this instead. So for instance, for the Kyrians, it's the Ascendance Aquilon, right? And this as well, I believe there is an achievement tied to this. Although I may be mistaken, you may just need to have the 7,500 anima in order to unlock this mount. Each of the covenants will also have another mount like this, where we need 100 reservoir anima, right? That's barely anything. You can do a daily quest and get that done, but also about 50 grateful offerings, and we will try and see what the best way for us to pick up some of these grateful offerings are. Similarly, there's another one for 5,000 anima and about 100 grateful offering available at the Renowned Quartermaster as well. So we want to unlock all those mounts as well. I'm not sure how many of those we'll be able to get on today's stream, but probably a few at least. Certainly we'll try and at least get 1 or 2 of them just to go through it, and then I may put together video guides on how to do those later on. Now, the other mounts that we're going to cover how to at least initiate the process for is going to be Covenant mission. Is this going to show us the right thing? Nope, that's not doing it. Okay, these are the other 4 that we're going to do. Now these ones, let's actually get over to them. So the 4 mounts that we're going to get through the adventure table here, where basically it's the equivalent of like the garrison missions from Warlords of Draenor, or the class hall missions that we sent out in Legion, right? The Shadowlands equivalent of that, I think BFA also had a version that was kind of scuffed, but the Shadowlands equivalent of that is a little bit more complicated. But also, given the fact that we have Renown 80 on one character, which if you haven't done, by the way, it doesn't really take that long. I'm going to be releasing some guides on how to unlock the Torghast mounts, and if you actually, whichever character you do that on, you should definitely do your Covenant stuff beforehand on. And each floor of, I believe each layer of Torghast should give you at least 1, if not more, renown, and so pretty quickly you should be able to get up to about 80 renown without too much of an issue, right? World bosses, world quests, any sort of endgame content you do, for Shadowlands level stuff will give you renown, so it really will not take you all that long at all if you haven't done anything in Shadowlands yet to get to 80 renown on one character, and then you can quickly cycle through, cycle all of your alts through this. Of course, this we're also going to want to do on all of the remix alts that we're leveling once Mists of Pandaria remix ends in about 30 days from where we are right now. But once we do that, what we're going to do is we're going to, on one of our characters, only make sure to only unlock one adventure. Now, this is my main character, and this is the character that I did all the Torghast on and stuff like that. So if you're going to be doing that on one of your characters, I would recommend it not be the character that you're planning on taking to 80 renown, or that you're planning on doing the Torghast mounts and Torghast farming and things like that on. The reason being is because what we want to ideally do is have just one companion and use up the 4 experience tokens that we get from getting each of the renowns to 60 on that one character. And in doing that, we should be able to power level them to about level 55. The reason that's important is because the troops that you have that you get by default in the mission table here will scale with the average level of your adventurers. And that can either be a really good thing if you have one character that you've just power level to level 55, right? These troops are going to be level 55 as well, and they're going to blast through all of the adventures. If, however, you're like me and you've collected a whole bunch of adventurers, you have some adventurers that are, higher level at like 45. This is, I think, the first one that you get as a Kyrian. And then you have some that, these are the ones we picked up in Torghast. These are also picked up from Torghast like a week or two ago. And we've been running some missions, but as you can see, they're only at level 9, right? It's going to take a long while for them to get to level 45, let alone to level 55, which also means that our troops are going to be underpowered until then. The reason we want to be able to complete high-level adventures is because there is a series of adventures that will pop up like these, which are basically campaign adventures. Now, amongst the rewards, of course, they will reward XP as well as reputation, so you ideally want to do this on your main until hopefully they make these warband wide as well pretty soon. For launch, with the pre-patch next week, I know that we will be getting the Dragonflight renowns. In most cases, are going to be account wide. And, of course, all of the factions in the War Within, not all of them, but most of them will be warband-wide as well. We will take a look at that when we hop over to the beta in a sec. But hopefully they, work backwards and we get the Shadowlands renowns to start showing up there as well. In any case, neither of those are the rewards we care about. What we care about is this, the Adventure Campaign Progress. Now, all 4 of these mounts come from the Adventure Campaign. Specifically after you have about 16 progress is when these mount missions start to show up. And essentially then all you'll need to do is complete the mission and you will be rewarded with one of these mounts. There are 4 mounts in total that you can get through this process. The first one being the Warstitch Darkhound. Pretty cool looking wolf, right? The Highwind Darkmane, which is also a fairly unique model. I believe it does share a model with 1 or 2 other mounts, but it's still a pretty unique looking mount and a pretty cool looking mount, right? The Chittering Animite is the next one. I'm a bit of an arachnophobe, so I'm not the biggest fan of this mount's look, but it counts towards our collection, which is why we want it. And then the Dark Warren Hardshell. And so this mount is also fairly unique looking, right? I don't think I have any other Gorm mounts. I may be mistaken. Maybe I have unlocked something along the way. Let's see if we do. Insects Gorm. Insects. And come down to Gorm here. And yeah, so like I said, we actually don't have any Gorm mounts unlocked just yet. I believe we will be... Sorry, not I believe. We will be unlocking one right now when we complete the achievement required for the Path of Ascension here. But this will be a second one that we will be getting from doing our adventure table missions as well. There's one more that requires spawning a rare that I've been trying to figure out. I figured out how to spawn it. I just haven't had luck with the RNG to get it to spawn yet. But I mean, trust me when I say that once I'm able to get it to spawn, I will be putting out a little bitty video explaining how to do that as well. Apologies if my speech is a little more a little more unintelligible than usual. As I mentioned on last week's stream, unfortunately, I'm just going through some allergy stuff, and so I've been a little bit under the weather, and as a result, we may have a slightly shorter stream today, but I was keen that we stick to the snoo time slot that I have committed to, and hope you guys will hold me accountable to. All right. So I think we covered the 4 mounts that we're going to be getting from those basic achievements that you could technically do on any covenant, but is probably going to be easiest on the Path of Ascension through the Kyrian Covenant. And then we covered the 4 mounts that you can also unlock through the adventure table. We covered what we're going to be doing on our alts to farm up some additional anima, as well as set up their mission tables to be able to complete those achievements unlock those mounts super quick as well. Now, the other mount that I think we didn't cover just yet was the Eternal Phalanx of Loyalty. So these mounts specifically, I think it's the Loyalty and Humility. Both of these also come from achievements that we're going to complete within within the Path of Ascension. And I'm just trying to make sure that we are on that we're doing the right thing, because I see here that we have 4 mounts that we're going to be getting from. So I think it's actually a total of 6 mounts that we unlock through the Path of Ascension. But like I'm saying, the guides are a little bit confusing, and one of the reasons why I wanted to do this was to be able to give y'all a definitive guide on exactly how many mounts you can get, how long it takes you roughly, and all that fun stuff. So overall, I would say the thing that took a bit of time in unlocking the Path of Ascension, so to getting to this point, we've already unlocked one of the mounts that came through the Path of Ascension. I will put together a video on that as well. I can see that it's showing up here, but I'm not sure why it's not showing us the other mount that we already unlocked. The Phalanx of Loyalty. So this was also fairly easy to unlock. We unlocked this last night. I will be putting out a video. I really like the colorway on this. I think compared to all the other Kyrian mounts, which are very bright, this sort of darker, like more evilish sort of vibe is pretty cool looking. And this one you will just get as you work through the bosses. One of the things that isn't really covered super well in this guide and in a couple of other places is essentially what you need to do is once you unlock the Path of Ascension, and you do that by, unlocking the Kyrian Covenant, and then basically investing in the first steps. It's literally called the First Steps Path of Ascension investment here. I believe it costs somewhere on the order of like 1,000 anima and maybe a couple of these redeemed souls. The redeemed souls are super easy to farm up at level 70. You basically pick up a quest from this guy, the guy inside here. Let me see if we can mouse over him. Right here, Soul Guide Dahlia. The guy or gal. I tend to use guy as gender neutral, if in case anyone is curious about that. But basically, you pick up a quest from them. You have to go into the maw, and then you loot 20 souls that are just items that you can interact with all over the place, and that will unlock for you. Oh, sorry, gang. Just give me 1 second. We have a little bit of a technical thing as usual. I've also been talking for like however long the stream's been going straight, so do bear with me. All right. So I've also been talking nonstop, and as I mentioned, the allergy stuff has really taken an impact on my throat, so I may be taking slightly more frequent breaks than usual just to give my voice a little bit of a rest while I'm dealing with this. But basically, you'll pick up the quest from that NPC over there. During when Shadowlands was current content, you could only do that once a week, and so you were sort of time gated into only about 20 of them per week, which meant that for some of these later upgrades, it would take multiple weeks to complete. Since Shadowlands has ended, you can now complete. I believe you can. I don't believe there's a limit on how many times you can complete it, so you can more or less farm up all of the redeemed souls you need in probably not that long. You can do them all in one sitting if you really wanted to. They are capped at about 100, and some of the later upgrades do take more. But essentially, we need to invest into the Path of Ascension until level 3. The reason we need to do that is basically each upgrade that you take um, unlocks more and more bosses and unlocks more and more things that you need to do, different trials. So that's different difficulty levels basically of the bosses. And we need it at least level 3 in order to unlock the Trials of Wisdom, which is where we're going to be completing those achievements that reward the mounts. That is also the other reason why I recommend doing this on a Kyrian. I believe for some of the other Covenants, you actually need to invest a lot more to upgrade them to the point that you can complete those achievements through their Covenant features. Totally, I want to say, I think it cost me around 10 or 15,000 anima, which can be a little bit painful to farm up, but if you use the trick that we're going to be looking at later for the alts, as well as, you know, when you're in the Shadowlands zones, keep an eye out for any of these quests that reward, you know, like 500 anima. There are a lot of these world quests that will pop up that will just give you 500 anima, and those are, you know, those take barely any time to do. If you're already in Oribos, pop down into the mall. I think the spawn point is here, right? If you have the like portal transfer thing available to you, or just run over, gank this raid boss and you know, pick up your 500 anima. That aside, if you're running through Torghast, you'll pick up a decent amount of anima through there as well. And if you know, if it is your main and you have run through the adventure table, you can have some missions there that will also give you more anima that you spend on them. It's not going to be a huge amount. It's not like the garrison resources where it's super easy to have it self-sustaining. You probably will need to farm a bit, but honestly, between that and your calling quests, which you will pick up from your Covenant faction, like from your Covenant faction heads as well. In the case of the Kyrians, there's quest givers here. We've already completed them on this character, I think, most of them. But those should also give you some more those should also reward you some anima as well. It really shouldn't take too long. The best way is going to be to run alts through it, but alts are sort of limited. Back in the day, I believe you could do it with class trials, but Blizzard fixed that, and I think that's probably fair. People were doing crazy things like farming up like 48,000 anima an hour and stuff using class trials, which does seem like a little sketchy, right? In any case, let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do is we'll come over here and we'll enter the Path of Ascension. And the reason I'm doing this on stream is because I just wanted to show you guys exactly how easy this is. The video that I will be putting out on this will probably not cover each of these bosses and so forth. So I thought it would probably be worth explaining exactly how the Path of Ascension works. So essentially, you will speak to that NPC there after you've completed the quests to unlock the Path of Ascension, and then you will be ported into this scenario here. Now, you'll start off on your actual main character, and at the beginning, you will only have Pelagos unlocked, and you'll come over to him here, and you will say the path awaits you, and then you will transform into him. Once you do that, there will be some early quests that you need to do that will show you like how to equip you know, how to add equipment. I think the first one is given to you. There's also a whole Covenant crafting feature that I won't get into right now just because it's not the most interesting thing. But again, super trivial to take care of at level 70. Doesn't take much time at all. I would say realistically, outside of the time that you need to actually upgrade the Path of Ascension itself, and that I think the first upgrade takes like an hour, the second upgrade takes 12 hours, and I think the third upgrade takes or it may be an hour, like 6 hours and 12 hours, something like that. I think the last one took about 12 hours. I did this last night before going to bed, and there was still about 2 hours left on it this morning when I woke up. So I know that one takes about 12 hours. So real world time, you will have to probably log out and you know, come back after a bit, but you can definitely get that ball rolling, and you may need that time just to farm up the anima and the you know, souls that you need to farm up as well in that time. So all told, I would say in terms of like actual play time, I don't think it should take you more than about 2 or 3 hours to get to the point that I'm at right now. I will, of course, link a guide because I did spend a lot of time figuring out a lot of this stuff. But even then, I don't think I spent more than about 3 or 4 hours at absolute most figuring this out. So hopefully I can save you guys some time in doing that. But once you have selected your soul bind from here, you can decide whether or not you want to use equipment, because early on what you will be doing is just completing each of the bosses once at each difficulty, and then what you'll need to do is every 2 or 3 bosses, basically once you've beaten every boss in here, and so after you've picked a soulbind, you've added equipment, you'll come over here, click on this soul mirror, and you can choose a boss. The first one you'll unlock is Calistine, and that will be at courage difficulty. You'll choose this, and you can tell if you've beaten a boss at a certain difficulty or not by whether or not it's showing a reward. If you see a reward here, that means you haven't beaten that boss yet, and you can unlock a reward. These rewards will be a multitude of things. Some of them are actually blueprints that you will use to unlock other equipment that you can use. Some of them will reward unlocking additional soul binds that we will need for some of the achievements, as well as that can offer different things. Others will offer cosmetics. So in the case of this, for instance, this will reward a reverent helm, which will turn in for a transmog item. If we come over to another one of the bosses, there's an arsenal on offer here. There is there's a battle pet for this one, and I believe Craven Corinth. Nope, that's also a back piece. So these are some pretty cool looking back pieces, actually. Pretty unique, especially if you're playing like a paladin or something. I really like using this on my paladin. These variations of the color prints for that. Let's see if we can't figure out which one here is offering the mount. I believe it's I think it should be this one. Yeah, the Dauntless Dusk Runner we will get by beating this mount on Wisdom difficulty. Of course, we haven't unlocked this yet because we first need to beat him on Loyalty difficulty. And so that's probably what we're going to do first. Let's go ahead and get our first mount. Let's blast through this on this difficulty, and so we're going to hit choose. Of course, you will need to go through each of these at the lower difficulty levels. If you have been through all, the entire list of bosses and there's none that are left for you, what you're going to need to do is come over here, talk to Adrianos, hit return me to Elysian Hold, and then there should be a quest that has popped up for you, which will require you to farm up some of these soul mirror shards. The absolute best place to do that at level 70, and you can get it done in 5 minutes. You can have more than enough soul shards for each of these bosses. I think I think it took me about 20 minutes to farm up all the soul shards that I needed to unlock all of the bosses, and I even have some extra. But basically, you can use your what do you call it? If you're a Kyrian, which you would be on this character if you're doing the Path of Ascension, you can use this teleportation portal to just pop over to Purity's Pinnacle right here. And if you fly over to this sort of floating island thing, there's a bunch of elites of the Moss-worn Kyrian, or I think they're called Moss-worn Kyrian, or Maw-forged Kyrian, or something like that. And they drop a whole bunch of the soul shards. They have super quick respawn timers. It did not take me more than 10 or 20 minutes to farm up all the soul shards. You'll then port back here. You'll need to craft an item with the Ascended Crafting person, and you'll turn in a soul shard and that item. You'll get a quest that will take you to one of the other zones. What I would recommend doing is stacking all those quests, because a lot of times you'll have 2 of them in Ardenweld, or 2 of them in Maldraxxus, or you may have a couple in like 2 of them at the same time in Revendreth, and so it's just easier to fly around and get those done. The quests are super trivial. It's literally just fly here, click on this, fly here, take out this mob, or like battle this mob or whatever. You'll use the soul shard item that you have in your bags, and you will capture the memory and unlock the boss here. It's super straightforward, but if you guys are struggling with any of them, let me know in the chat, let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to put together guides that are more specific about that. In any case, that should happen every 2 or 3 bosses. It's a little bit annoying because you need to leave the Path of Ascension and you need to fly around the zones. And one of the things that is super handy is, of course, having dragon riding in the Shadowlands zones and all of the pre-Dragonflight zones now as well. And that's only going to be expanded with Sky Riding once the pre-patch drops. So that's where we're at with that. All right, we've selected the boss, we've selected our soulbind, and we can go ahead and start this quest now, or start the Path of Ascension. We'll hit yes here. It's going to show a little cutscene. We may just watch it the first time for the fun of it, but very quickly we're going to be skipping through them because we just have too many bosses that we need to get through. And so I've mainly been doing it on Pelagos. We will need to swap over to some of the other soul binds to unlock some of these achievements, but essentially we will need to do a trial of wisdom with no armor is the first achievement that we're going to try and target. And so we're actually going to do that on the next version of this boss. And here you can really just sort of button mash and just use whatever abilities you have on cooldown. This one is Unleash is definitely your most powerful one. It just takes a while to charge up enough energy to use it, but as you can see, it drops the health of the boss super quick. And again, at level 70, these are super trivial to get done, right? You'll take out the boss, and then you will right-click on this treasure chest, which will give you your reward, as well as some other mats that you can, use for crafting or sell on the auction house. Whatever you want to do, they're your mats. All right, and we'll just hit I'd like to try again. That doesn't reset anything. We still have all of our rewards unlocked. The only thing is that it ports us back here instead of having to go through a loading screen to get back to the Kyrian Covenant Sanctum and then go back again into this. Now, since we've beaten it on that difficulty, it looks like I think we need to beat everyone on the loyalty difficulty in order to unlock this at wisdom difficulty. So I think let's see if there's any other bosses that we haven't finished on loyalty difficulty. Let's take out this one. Looks like we haven't. And again, we'll have to select Pelagos. And essentially all we're going to be doing is just shuffling through here and quickly completing all of these little mini games, right? It's fairly trivial, as I mentioned, to get these done. They don't take more than a couple of minutes each. I believe they probably were a lot more, a lot harder to complete in when Shadowlands was active, or probably still if you try and do them on a level 60 character. So I would definitely recommend doing this probably on your main if you have the Kyrian Covenant unlocked on your main. Otherwise, that's not great. Okay, so it looks like we actually managed to fail that somehow. That is the first time that has happened in this thing. So I guess we need to figure out how we overcome that. It may just be a matter of we need to dodge a mechanic, which is probably what's tripping us up here. All right, I think we were on Athenos at loyalty difficulty. And we could probably, I'm not sure if we can out DPS it. If we use some equipment, we probably could. We don't actually need to do this run without any equipment, but I think there is an achievement that we unlock for doing all the bosses with all of the soulbinds without any achievements. I think we'll just try and dodge the mechanic this time. I have sort of a habit of skipping mechanics to my own peril, as you may know if you've been watching the stream. If you've watched any of my other streams, I think just moving out of the way should probably already be enough to keep us from being dropped off the face of the earth with that mechanic. Power swing. It looks like we dodged that, and yeah, sure enough, we were able to. It looks like we're able to. Oh no, did we? There we go, just in time. My God, was that clutch? But anyways, we got the boss down. That's all that matters. And so each of these items that you're seeing here, these blueprints, they will give you a quest that you will complete outside the instance, right? These that allow you to start crafting those items. We will want to craft one of each of them because there are quests tied to them, and I think there is an achievement for crafting all of them. But there's not really any significant rewards attached to it, so it's not a high priority. If you are struggling with some of these bosses, you can use the Brazier of Progressive Power. You can right-click on this, and it will basically give you a little bit of a combat buff. I'm not sure if it impacts the rewards, however, so I tend to have it switched off, and you can switch it off by just right-clicking it again. Now it looks like this is enabled, and it seems like, oh, I didn't realize that I had this 5% buff up. Let's see if we put the 20% buff up instead. I think that should give us a 5 plus a 20% buff. I'm not sure if that impacts the rewards, but it doesn't seem to. It looks like it is giving us the same reward, so maybe that's just a 25% buff that we've been missing out on for no reason. All right, we've done loyalty. Have we done everyone on loyalty difficulty? Let's just make sure that we are done with all of those, because then we can get started with the wisdom difficulties, and we're actually going to unlock one of the mounts on our first run of a wisdom difficulty boss in any case, because of the fact that one of the achievements that we need to do is literally just for completing a trial of wisdom without any equipment equipped. And I haven't been doing any of these with equipment equipped in any case, just because you really don't need it with the scaling being the way that it is. All right, so let's just double check the achievement that we're talking about here. What's it called? The 5 achievements that we need to complete is bare necessities. Overcome a trial of wisdom without equipping any soulbind equipment. That's easily enough done. We will do this next when we do the Craven Corinth battle. We'll do this when we're doing Mad Mortimer, and then we'll need to run each of these bosses with each of the different soulbinds as well for that achievement. And then this one we'll need to do without damaging her before destroying all phylacteries. Oh, this is super easy as well. This is yeah, these are going to take no time whatsoever. All right, let's go ahead and start the Path of Ascension here. And it looks like that 25% buff doesn't remove any of the rewards or anything. I guess we'll find out after we complete this. But in any case, and so again, it's mainly we're just going to take out this boss as quickly as possible. Calistine is one of the easier ones. It's a fairly simple, not even really tank and span, because it's not like you're tanking anything. It's just you're just literally using all of your abilities on cooldown. I think it probably won't hurt us to dodge mechanics when and where we can. And this ability, the Unleash ability, usually is when you know that Calistine is more or less dead. And there we go. We've unlocked the Bare Necessities achievement. And in doing so, we have unlocked the ability to purchase one of the mounts for 2,500 bronze. And so if we pop out of... We will actually just go back to Elysian Hold real quick here to show that we've unlocked it. Just in case anyone watching the stream or watching the video on demand doesn't believe me. Or if in case, let's be honest, I got something wrong. So when we now come over to this vendor here, we can now purchase the Pale Acid Maw for 2,500 Reservoir Anima. We're going to hold on to our Reservoir Anima for now because we're going to need a total of 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, 12,500 to purchase all of these mounts here, which we will probably do by cycling our alts through. You know, if we do 3 alts cycled through, we have 3 characters that are at least level 60 that we can cycle through the various covenants, and we can get more than enough anima to do that. We already have 3,000 anima on this character as it is. There are a couple of other mounts that we need anima for as well. So some of those we may only get after we unlock all our remix characters in retail. Now, the quest reward items, well, the reward items that start quests that I mentioned, you will come over here to Dactalis, I believe his name is, and you will turn in those quests, and he's also who you would craft these equipments through. And the ones that I usually bother to craft are the ones that reward like a quest item, because you turn in a quest for those. These ones, you can craft them if you're having any difficulty with it, but honestly at the level 70 scaling, it's really not that hard and really doesn't take that much time at all. All right, so let's hop back in here and complete the achievements for the other ones. We would have also unlocked some... We will also be unlocking some transmog along the way. Some of these sets are pretty expensive. I think this is a pretty cool looking set. Again, I like the sort of dark appearance mixed with the Kyrian, like lightless, sort of vibe. And I'm not sure whether these individual pieces unlock the exact same set, or if it's... I think it's this item just basically gives you all of these at once if you don't want to buy them piecemeal. There are also some pets that we're going to unlock along the way, right? And these ones, not only do you need to unlock them, but then you will also need to farm up polished pet charms. I'm sitting on a whole bunch of them just because I haven't really figured out what I want to spend them on. But there are definitely things that you unlock from there as well. Are there any other rewards that I'm missing? I think there is one more vendor that sells some stuff. This vendor, Caretaker Karen, is somewhat important because they sell these supplies for the path for 5 medallions of service, and those you'll loot while you're doing other activities. Hey Zolili, how's it going? Good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? We are going through the Path of Ascension to unlock a bunch of mounts for our character here, and so we just did one achievement that unlocked this Pale Acid Maw mount for us at the vendor. And we're going to be doing the achievements to unlock the rest of these as well. And then we're going to be covering quickly how to take level 60 plus alts through all 4 covenants in order to quickly get 4,000 anima on each of them so that we can buy all these mounts without having to spend a bunch of time running around farming anima the old school way. I'm good too. I'm good. We're going through, like I said, I think I just covered what we're going through. And then we're also going to go through how to unlock the achievement mounts that sorry, not the achievement mounts, the mounts that you unlock from the adventurers table. How's everything going with you? Oh, and thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Are you a big mount farmer? Is that why you're tuning in, or are you more interested in the War Within beta stuff that we're going to take a look at later? Um, I'll be honest. I haven't spent as much time on the beta as I thought I would. It's fun. It is, but I think like beyond testing out like the professions and things like that, I'm not feeling super compelled to like level a character through. Um, I'm mainly using the beta to like put together content for you guys and to explain things, and also to sort of do some of my planning. Um, But what I have been doing a lot more of in the past few weeks, I'm playing a lot of remix, like leveling up characters to level 70 because for gold making, it's going to be super powerful in the War Within. That's usually what I spend a lot of my time in WoW doing. Um, and I mainly got into gold farming, like gold goblining, I guess. Not really gold farming. I don't really farm for anything. I mainly just like have an alt army and craft a whole bunch of things and stuff like that. But I mainly got into that because I'm a mount collector, and so it always just seemed a lot easier to like pay a guild or something like 1,000,000 or 2 gold at the end of a raid tier and expansion to like take me through heroic or mythic or whatever versions of a raid and get unlock mounts that way. But the past couple of weeks, in addition to remix, where I've, like I said, just been leveling a whole bunch of characters, I've put together some guides on how I'm doing that as well. It takes about 2 or 3 hours to get a character from 10 to 70, which is the fastest that you've ever been able to do it in this game, right? In retail, WoW, that is the absolute fastest you've been able to get a character from 10 to 70 without like buying a boost or whatever. And so we've leveled already about 7 alts, I think, to level 70 in Remix, and I'm continuing to push a bunch more through because the War Within is super, super alt friendly, but it's also actually really handy for farming mounts as well. And I'm going to be putting out some more videos on that as well. But like, there's certain areas, like for instance, in Maldraxxus, the Theater of Pain here, there's 4 different bosses that spawn every single day, and each of your characters has 4 chances to have the armored bone hoof. Is that the mount I'm thinking of? No, I'm thinking of the. Where is it? It is. Yeah, this one. No, not that. Oh, it may not be showing up because we've already done it on this character today. Am I missing it? No, I think it is the armored bone hoof Taurolus. Basically, has a chance to drop from the bosses that spawn here. And so, if you have a whole bunch of max level ults, you can just cycle them through here and be done at the most in about like 25 days of grinding them. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not that long. Like, you probably will get luckier with RNG if you're doing it all the time on everyone. So yeah, sure. What's up? The game's going good. We are farming up these 5 mounts first, and then we're gonna unlock another 2 inside the Path of Ascension as well, where we don't need to farm up any anima. Those, they just give us the mount. But overall, that's going good. You said you want to ask me something though. Go for it. Shoot. What's up? What can I answer? I'm gonna hop back in the Path of Ascension so we can continue taking down those bosses. And I think the next achievement that we need to do is on Craven Corinth, unless I'm mistaken. Does that need to be on? Yeah, that needs to be on Trial of Wisdom. Thank you. I think we still need to do Alderan on Wisdom, so let's do that so we unlock this pet. And if you see a reward here, you will just get the item. You won't need to like pay anima for it as well, which is always nice. Because like I said, it's not too painful to farm up anima with alts, but it's still more of a headache than we want to do. All right, which we are doing these twin fellows right now. So I don't believe there's an achievement tied to them unless I am mistaken. Yeah, it's our next one is Craven Corinth is the next one that we have like an achievement for us. Let's go ahead and spawn in here. Sure. So I guess you're saying that you're a visual artist and you help streamers grow, just in case anyone's not able to see the chat. All right, and so again, we're just going to use these abilities on cooldowns, try and dodge mechanics where we can. I think the Trial of Wisdom, the mechanics seem to have the ability to make us fail the challenge if we don't focus on them well enough. Oh, I should have probably kited them both into the center area, although it looks like they share a health pool, kind of. Okay, and so there we go. We got them down without too much hassle, and we've unlocked the Indigo Pet. We can't use it inside the Path of Ascension, so we'll hit I'd like to try again, and we'll do that once we get out. So Zolily, I am on Instagram. It's just at @AdrelShow. Or if you put into chat !AdrelShow, it should pop you or !Instagram. Actually, I don't know if I've set it up for Instagram yet. I may not have set it up for Instagram, to be fair. I need to set up a Discord though. That is a thank you for that reminder, actually. Okay, and so next up we'll do Numenuru, who will also give us a pet, the Dusty Spore Flutterer. So again, we're going to do the same thing, and we're just doing all of these on Pelagos, just not for any particular reason. I think there is an achievement for actually beating all of the bosses and all of the difficulties on all of the soulbinds, but I don't recall what the reward is, but I don't remember it being anything we really care about, which basically means amount, right? Unless Blizzard's giving me amount to do something, not super interested in that. So Zolily, I think you would need to put the exclamation mark first, but like I'm saying, I don't think I have actually set it up for Insta just yet. So if you head over to Insta, it's just at @AdrelShow. Like my Insta username is just @AdrelShow, and you should be able to reach me there as well. Oh, cool! Thank you for following me on Twitter. As I'm sure you can tell from most of my content, I've mainly been doing most of the design stuff myself. I don't have a great eye for it, but I figure I'm just getting started out, and so we'll grow as we go. Oh, thank you. Yep. The second I'm off stream, I'll go ahead and probably drop you a follow back and check out your work as well. All right, and so again, that boss went down without too much of an issue, right? We didn't struggle as much as we did with the other one who threw us off the platform, which I did not see coming, to be fair. All right, Craven Corinth. Now, this one we're going to be doing on Wisdom difficulty. Here, the achievement that we need to overcome is this one, which is the Curse of Thirst. And so we need to let him consume 2 anima orbs. Now, I don't remember the specific mechanics of this, but we'll see as we go. All right. Now, I don't know. I think we can probably start DPSing him a bit. I don't think that should take too much of an issue. I don't think we're at risk of taking him out that easily. Has he consumed an anima orb? Did that count as an anima orb? Oh, shouldn't have been standing there, to be fair. Fan of Desolation. I don't know how many anima orbs he's consumed. Do I need? Oh, maybe I need to run him through these things. Is that the thing? It kind of looks like he reset. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, he's consuming these ones here. I guess they're just items that actually spawn. I've taken them out so quickly. I've taken them out so quickly in the past that I haven't really gotten into any of these later phases. And how do I... Okay, it looks like he consumed one of them. How do I get him to consume the second one? Do I just wait around? I'm doing okay on health. It looks like he covered a bit, so we could probably cast one of these spells on him. I don't think that should harm us too badly. We will try and dodge his mechanics just because I don't think this character has a self-heal. Uh-oh, that's not good. We missed that one for sure. Can I run him back over to the coalesced anima? Will that allow him to consume it? There we go. Now he's consuming another coalesced anima. And so that should be 2. I don't know if there's like I don't know if he gets a buff or something on him that allows us to track how many he's had. But I know for a fact that that seemed to be 2 of them. And I guess he heals up to full every time he does that. And I wonder if we use Unleash on him, does that take us out of range of his these pattern things he's dropping? All right, and there we go. We unlocked that achievement, which unlocks the Silvertip Dreadwing mount for us at the vendor as well. So we can definitely pick that on later on. Hey Zolili, yeah. So I don't stream daily. I have tried streaming daily in the past, and I just ended up missing too many days, and so I figured it was easier to just try and schedule it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and at around 4 p.m. my time. If you go back and stream, I actually put together, I actually had a sheet up that explained what time zone that is in wherever you're located. Let me pull that back up. So this is what time zone it would be in wherever you are. You can have this handy little guide. I do need to make a little prettier version of this that I post up and maybe pin to my Twitter or something like that. But I know that a lot of people have said it's a lot easier to catch the stream if it's at a predictable time, right, on a regular basis, as opposed to how it's been until now, where I've tried to stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and sometimes on the weekends, but the timings have sort of been all over the place. I'm definitely working on improving that, and so it's 4 p.m. right now. It's 5:09 p.m. my time. So basically around an hour and 10 minutes before whatever time it is right now for you, that's the time I'm going to be online on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Yeah, so please do come back if I'm not too annoying, or if you feel like any of this stuff is interesting at all. Are you a mount farmer as well? And if so, are you what are you doing in the game right now? Are you playing a lot of remakes? Are you playing retail? Are you playing classic, or Season of Discovery, or Cataclysm? I guess is also pretty popular. Or are you just waiting from? Are you just waiting for the pre-patch and the War Within to restart? So I'm originally from India, and then I've sort of grown up all over the place. How about yourself? All right, we did the Craven Corinth achievement. Let's come back here to unlock this trial. Upgrade your Covenant Sanctum. Ooh, that's not good. That is not good. These ones we need to unlock the Covenant Sanctum for. Oh, geez. Okay, I guess to unlock the other mounts, we do need to unlock. We do need to push it further on. It said earlier that we should all we needed to do was beat more bosses, but it seems like we have done that, and it doesn't seem to have unlocked the later bosses that we wanted to take on at the higher difficulties. Let's see if there's any other achievements that we need these bosses at Trial of Wisdom level 4. I think we come back here. Okay. Yeah, so we don't need... These were the only 2 bosses that we needed to do at Trial of Wisdom. And I guess this last one, the Eternal Phalanx of Loyalty, we would need to do at Trial of Wisdom. Do we have Calistine and Athenos unlocked at Trial of Wisdom difficulty? Because then we can complete that achievement as well. Ooh, okay, we will need to upgrade this. 2:10 p.m. So I guess you're about 3 hours behind me. Let me see if I can sort of try and figure out where you may be located based off of that. So it looks like you're in the Berlin, Germany time zone. So I'm guessing somewhere in Europe, or I guess somewhere in Africa as well. Could be the case. Am I anywhere near? Am I anywhere near guessing the correct area? I love that I literally guessed like half of the hemisphere. Like I can just guess like a massive chunk of the world. Oh sure, yeah. I was saying I'll follow you back on both the things right after the stream's over. Um, all right. So the next achievement that we need to get done. Ah, okay. Whereabouts in the UK, if you don't mind me asking? I'm guessing that also means that you probably play on EU servers. All right, I'm actually gonna take a quick break as well, so we can both we'll both BRB. All right. See you guys in a sec. And we are back. All right, so Zoe, I also during the break, I also followed you back on both Instagram and on X. Hopefully that doesn't mean you're gonna now leave the stream. Oh, okay, sorry. I guess you're going to go have lunch. Well, have a lovely lunch. Bon appetit. All right, so we need to do Mad Mortimer, and it really doesn't matter what difficulty we do it on. I didn't realize that I could have actually done this achievement a lot earlier, but I'm glad we're doing it on stream just so we can walk through it together. And so basically, I think we need to get all of the debuffs that he's going to cast on us, or we'll figure out how exactly we're going to get all those debuffs. I think the 4 debuffs that we need. Where's the achievement thing that we had? Path of Ascension. There we go. All the colors of the rainbow. Okay, so I think probably if we just step in these puddles, I'm guessing we can get all of the debuffs. We got that one. We got that one. Is that all 3 of them? Freezing ground. I think that's 3. I think we got all of the required debuffs, right? What are they? Fiery veins, frozen, and uncontrolled vomiting. Fiery veins. I haven't seen anything fiery just yet. Maybe that's yet to come. We have plague fever. Oh, we need vomiting at 10 stacks. All right, so there we go. We are now vomiting, so we got the vomiting one done. We got to get the fire one done next. I wonder if we need to burning globule. There we go. Where's the burning globule? I see him casting burning globule, but I don't know where exactly it's placing that. Do we need to? Oh no, that's just giving us more blistering pools. Let's freezing limbs. All right, so we need to get this. Is it just freezing limbs? Frozen. Okay, let's get ourselves frozen, and then we'll get the fire one. I can see. All right, so we got the frozen debuff done. All right, how do we get the? Why is the burning globule not? Maybe we need to take out Immer. I think Immer is just covering the entire ground with all of these slimy things, and I think that's what's covering up the burning globules. It's keeping us from getting that debuff. So let's do they share a health pool? When I damage one, am I damaging all of them? Oh, you know what? We may need to do this at a higher difficulty because of the fact that maybe at this difficulty level, the burning globule debuff is not enabled or something like that. Because we need to get fiery veins. All right, so we got 2 of them on that debuff. We got 2 of the debuffs. Let's try it at a higher difficulty because it didn't seem like the fiery veins thing was going on. So yet again, I'm doing this on stream for you guys so that I can explain to you how to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Mad Mortimer at loyalty, increasing his health and damage. It doesn't. I'm not sure if we do that on wisdom. Let's actually just check the Wowhead page here and see if we maybe need to do that on wisdom level. Okay, we don't cast the immune shield, just the casting buff, the confront memories one. Okay, and we need to always be in sight of Ortem while avoiding the freezing grounds. Let's do it on loyalty just so he has a slightly higher health pool and we're less likely to take him out on accident. All right, so first things first. I wonder if we can actually get these the debuffs before even pulling, because that may just make it a little bit easier. So let's do the frozen one first. Then we're going to go in range of. Then we're going to go into the poison one and start vomiting all over the place. So first we'll pick up frozen, and that just means we need to stand on this frozen patch until we get 10 stacks of that debuff. And then we'll come over here and we will wait until we get 10 stacks of Plague Fever by standing in this blistering pool, and that'll cause us to get the vomiting debuff. And then lastly, we just need to stay in range of Ortem until and stay out of these different areas until we get the fiery veins debuff, and then we can just take out the boss, and we have gotten that achievement done for us. All right, and we are successfully vomiting. All right, let's go ahead and cast this one. I don't think we need to do the immune quite yet, and let's just stand in front of him and have him fire off the burning globule. It seems like he is casting burning globule on us, but for some reason we're not actually getting the debuff for whatever reason. I wonder if any of these buffs are keeping us from, and I can't right click them off either. We may need to attempt that again. It could just be a case that it's doing so little damage that it's not sticking on us. Well, we started vomiting again, so we've done the vomiting part of the achievement twice. All right, let's move over here and just stay in range of Ortem so that Ortem can hopefully. Oh, bother. That's not great. It seems like he's not being able to successfully cast Burning Globule on us for some reason, because it's not showing up on our debuff list here. Wonder what I'm doing wrong here. We did both of these. Unstable stimulant. and we need to avoid walking on the frozen things. Does it need to be at a certain difficulty level? Yeah, for some reason he's not able to cast Burning Globule on us. Hey Zachary Zoom, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. We are currently in the Covenant Sanctums. We've unlocked 3 mounts already through the Path of Ascension, which I believe is the easiest Covenant Sanctum to get this done in. And we're working on on unlocking a 3rd mount here. Sorry, I think we've done 2? I'm not sure why I'm not able to get him to cast this Burning Globule spell on us. We may just take out the boss real quick and try removing those damage buffs that we have to see if that does anything for us. That allows him to start casting. How's it going, Zachary Zoom? How's your day going? Are you playing retail? Or are you playing? Oh, cool, retail. So, are you primarily like waiting for the pre-patch, or are you tinkering around with Remix at all? I've been spending a lot of time in Remix just trying to level as many alts as I can, because alts are going to be super OP in the War Within, not only for mount farming, but also more importantly for gold making, because that's usually what I spend a lot of my time in the game doing. Oh, okay, I see. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people do end up showing up on stream and trying to pitch their art. But look, I can't hate on them, right? Like I get it, right? I'm trying to grow a following and get people to watch my content as well. So it's I can't really hate on anyone too much for trying to get more eyeballs on whatever it is they're doing. But thank you for the heads up. I appreciate it. So do you play Alliance? Do you play Horde? If so, like, do you how I guess the correct question, the other question I'm trying to figure out how to phrase is like, I guess what do you enjoy doing the most in the game? Like for me, I would consider myself like a hardcore casual in that I play a lot of this game, but I don't like raid or like Mythic Dungeon or what do you call it, like PvP much or anything like that. Like I'll casually engage in each of those activities if there's like a cool mount to get, or like if there's, I mean, a big one is crafting recipes for me. Like that's probably the thing that's going to get me most likely to do any of that content. But I'm really excited for delves. I think like having a great vault row for like the delves and for world quests and stuff like that is a really fun addition for someone like me who's who loves playing a lot of this game but doesn't necessarily want to get into like PvP or like the sort of more hardcore end game stuff. And I think that's a lot of the player base as well, right? Like you want to hop on for a couple of hours in the evenings and like be able to still see meaningful progress on a daily or weekly basis or whatever it might be. Ooh, okay. I I I I'm mainly a horde player, but then if I'm like in classic, I only play alliance. I used to play alliance when I first started the game, back in like OG classic, like in literally the patch of Ankara, like when Ankaraj dropped is when I first started playing this game. Um, so I've definitely dabbled with both. And actually, one of the things I'm planning on doing in Remix is using Remix as an excuse to or as an entry point into the Alliance, and using Remix to level a bunch of Alliance characters up to the point that I can truly say that I play both factions, even if most of my stuff is going to be on Horde, since that's where the bulk of my characters and like my main and everything are. All right, so let's go ahead and get these debuffs, and let's see if we can get it to trigger. Now that we've lost the buffs that we gave ourselves at the start of that whole thing, let's see if Ortim is actually able to get us that Fiery Veins debuff, and that should unlock another mount for us as well. And then we need to go upgrade our Path of Ascension feature so that we can unlock the remaining mounts. All right, so we started vomiting, so that's that done. Now we need to stand in the frozen stuff until in the freezing ground until we have 10 stacks of freezing limbs, at which point we'll pull Ortem and then just try and stay out of the ice and out of the what do you call it, the green goo long enough to get 10 stacks. I believe we need 10 stacks of the blood thing. Oh, I don't want to go immune. I want him to be able to cast his debuff on me. Burning Glob. Okay, I think we need to lose all stacks of freezing limbs in order for him to be able to successfully cast Burning Glob. Oh, he's missing. Maybe I need to do it on another Soulbind. It seems like it misses every time he tries to hit me with the Burning Glob. And I don't know if there's anything I can do to disable that. Path of Ascension. We were looking at this page here. I'm not sure why he's missing us with the burning globule spell. Oh no. We may have to do this on a level 60 character. Or we can use Party Sync. Okay, boom. Wowhead comments coming in clutch. Jeez. Okay, let's log on to our second account. Let's end this. Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna have to unlock all of this again on a level 60 character, which would not have been fun at all. Because it does take quite a bit of anima, and it did take me quite a bit of time to unlock all of these things. I don't know if they're account wide. I don't think they are. So that would not have been fun. But okay, Party Sync allows us to sort of cheese that a little bit, I guess. That does kind of make sense. I guess it's scaling us to level 70, and so as a result, his spells are just never, like, are always missing us. But tell me, Zachary, do you like to farm mounts? Is that something you spend much of your time on, or do you mainly do something else? If you're interested in mount collections, let me know, Zachary. Or are you more like a gold maker? Or do you do neither of those things? All right, I need to figure out how exactly to get the Party Sync to work here. I haven't really played around too much with Party Sync, in all honesty. Mm. What's a restricted character? Oh, you don't do gold making or mount farming. So what do you mainly do? What do you find most enjoyable about the game? Travel to Thames level 70. You don't appear to be able to look up. Try to get to the party. Oh, we may need to actually take this character to them, or at least to Orbos at the very least, in order to do the party sync. All right, let's go ahead and open up one of our level 60 characters. And hopefully it's not too difficult to get this done at a level 60 character. Oh, I see what you mean. That makes sense. What does this mean though? So is there any special magic in using a level restricted character? Or can we do... After I got all the debuffs, I broke the restriction. Pelagos was still level 60. My character was level 70. I did not get the achievement. Yeah, I sort of figured that would be the case. This does seem weird. I mean, God bless that person for testing it out, because that sounds like a lot of effort to not only get this character up to that up to level 60, but then unlock the entire thing. Does seem needlessly complicated. In any case, this was we were going to use this character to farm up our anima anyway. So maybe we can do that and then do the party sync right afterwards. All right, let's go ahead and drop the graphics a bit on this character, just so I'm not taxing my graphic card too much. I know it sometimes gets a little bit iffy with two WoW windows open at full graphics, and that's mainly because of the fact that I'm also I'm also recording and streaming and encoding all of that stuff. Otherwise, my 4070 is able to handle 2-3 windows of WoW without too much of an issue. So, what are you most excited for in the War Within, Zachary? Can I call you Zach? All right, let's see if we can. Where is it? Well, I think actually any of these would work, right? I'm just trying to get the basic, choosing your purpose thing unlocked. All right, let's free up some inventory space as well. We need to, probably the easiest way to do that is just gonna be to throw some of these items in the auction house. So apologies, I know it's never fun watching people post auctions. Like, I don't think it's the most exciting content, but we need to free up some inventory space, so we'll just do that real quick. Cool. Yeah, warbands are super, super exciting, especially for someone like me who has as many alts as I do. But I think for every single player, right? And I think the fact that they've made it so easy to level alts during Remix, which is coming right before like the pre-patch and right before the War Within in general, is really going to be pretty awesome, because I think it's super easy to have a bunch of people, to have a bunch of alts leveled up. Zach, if you can hear me, just let me know if the Twitch stream, like if you're able to hear this in real time, because it seems like the Twitch stream is lagging a little bit for me, but I'm not sure if that's the Twitch app or if my stream is genuinely having some technical issues. Because in OBS it's telling me that the stream is fine, Maybe that was just a momentary lag spike or something like that. All right. Seems to be better now, but if you are watching live on Twitch or on YouTube, it looks like both streams are fine now. But I think there was a bit of an issue a second ago. Although again, like I said, that may just be on my on my end. I wonder if this has to do with that whole like CrowdStrike issue. I saw a headline about that, and I know a lot of companies rely on CrowdStrike for like different internet security things. So I'm sure there's a a lot of websites and different servers and things that are struggling because of that. Um, Actually, Zachary, since you're on break, I'm gonna take a quick little break as well, and I'll also try and post these auctions so that we can get back to actually doing things once we're back from break. So see you guys in a minute or two. All right, we are back. Yeah, Zachary, I keep a little bit of a delay just in case I'm just in case I'm in the middle of doing something and I don't want to miss anyone's messages. Is the delay annoyingly long? Maybe I need to reduce my delay a little bit. I don't actually remember what I have it set to. I think it's like 10 seconds or maybe slightly less than that. All right, we've got all of our auctions posted, and we can now go ahead and get to the fun part, which is the repeated, basically cycling through all of the covenants in order to get, what do you call it, the free anima. I say free, it's about 2,000 gold, which is as close as it gets to free, if you ask me. All right, so okay, it's telling me to use a different guide. I think we just basically need to go into the Shadowlands, and I think the quest should just pop. Let's do Shadowlands intro. I think we can skip through most of it though. Okay, and main story. I think that's the guide that Zygor is telling us to use instead. Learn about your leader's fate. How do I do the? I've heard this tale before. Okay, I think he's upstairs. Is the point here? You're heading out. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed the stream at all, please do drop a follow. I'd really appreciate that. And thank you so much for tuning in though, and for chatting. I love when people chat with me. I do sometimes feel like I'm just like talking to myself a whole bunch, which is never as fun as chatting with someone. So thank you so much, Zachary. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much for dropping by. All right, learn about your leader's fate. Who do I need to talk to? Nazgrim. And we're going to say I've heard this tale before. Yeah, we don't want to do the Maw introduction for sure. So we're going to skip the intro, and I don't think it should take much more than this to... we just have a little bit of a cutscene. Accept the quest. I'm ready to choose my fate in the Shadowlands. The Threads of Fate, of course. We did the campaign once and it wasn't fun enough to do it again. Alright, let's turn that in. And let's see if this if this gives us the quests that we need. All right, and we've just got to run over here. Turn in this quest. I think we could have, if we were in full speed run mode, we could have cut through that side instead. Would have probably been quicker. All right, we turn in that quest. We do that. Okay, and now we need to choose our covenant. So I think let's start with, I think we'll end with Night Fae. Or no, let's end with Revendreth, because that's the only one that I haven't done yet. So let's start off with Kyrian. And then where do I go to pick? Oh, do I need to right click? I think I right click on this. All right, so then we're going to click here, and we're going to pick our first covenant, and we'll go ahead and join the Kyrian. And we've turned in that quest right there. Ooh, I wonder if we can skip ahead to... There may be a reason why we actually want to unlock Zereth Mortis on this character, but that's not something we're going to be doing on today's stream. So the next thing we need to do is come down to the Flight Master in Oribos, and so we've got to come to the upper layer. I feel, I think, it's always weird to me because I feel like this is a lower level, but I think technically, lore-wise, the Ring of Transference is actually above the Ring of Fates. Which is what it is. All right, and then we're going to come over to Aodara, this vendor right here. And what we're going to need to do is buy 4 of these brokers' marks of distinction, and that'll cost us 2,000 gold. I don't think we need to buy anything else off of any of these, off of this vendor. And we're going to go ahead and use up one of these brokers' marks of distinction. Let's see if we can't find the macro that I was using slightly earlier for... I actually have an add-on that's supposed to give me the option to swap through these, but it doesn't seem to work, or at least if it does, it's lost somewhere in here. I also have an add-on that is supposed to combine all these to make it a lot easier to view, but that also doesn't seem to want to work for me. This is that add-on, and it doesn't seem to actually want to do anything. I'm not sure which of my add-ons is sort of breaking that. It may actually just be Leatrix here. And while I'm at it, I might as well switch off these annoying health bar things. Where is it? Ice HUD. There we go. Right, let's do a quick little reload. And let's see if that fixes our mini-map button bag thing as well. Again, it can't be in a draw show stream unless I have to fix my add-ons a couple of times during the stream. As much as I try and do this off stream, something or the other always ends up coming up. All right, let's head back upstairs. And now I'm not sure if we actually need to fly over to the various Kyrian zones to get the rewards. Let's go ahead and use that macro. And so basically what we're going to be doing is boosting up to level 6 to renown 60. Along the way we will unlock a handful of different things. I mean, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of things that we're going to be unlocking along the way here, and we're not going to be keeping Kyrian on this character. We're just going to cycle through all of them quickly to max out the amount of anima that we get. So we'll use that. And I think, can we talk to this guy here? Oh, okay, just dropped all of the rewards directly into our bags. And so just by doing this, we got this item, which is going to be super important when we're doing the Covenant missions. We may actually use this character to do all of the Covenant missions. I think the Night Fae one is supposed to be supposed to have the best troops, so we'll do Night Fae last. And then we'll do Revendreth on one of our other characters. I think my Warlock I'm probably going to take through the Revendreth campaign. But we also unlock this ensemble, the Elysian Aquilon mount, the Eternal Phalanx of Purity mount, we got a thousand of these anima things. And I wonder if we need to deposit this before we swap the covenants. I think we do. We got the Pepe's thingamajig, and we unlock this as well. And that's all of the rewards that we got from this. Now, can I... let's go ahead and turn in that quest. And I wonder if I need to actually fly over to the Kyrian stronghold thingamabobber in order to... We'll play around with this on another stream. Is there anywhere here that I can use to drop off my anima? Presumably the Kyrian person here should allow me to do that. But I may have to actually fly to Hero's Rest in order to drop that off. Anima Bathed Blade. Let's see if there's let's see if we can sort this out. Okay, it looks like someone has actually written up a fairly detailed guide to doing this. But, hey. That still doesn't really change the fact that, that I'm probably going to mess something up along the way. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break again. Apologies, gang. Like I said, I'm a little bit under the weather, so the breaks will be a little bit more frequent on today's stream than usual. But hopefully for Monday's stream, I'm feeling a lot better and we won't have to take as many breaks. I will be right back. Thank you so much, everyone who's watching live, by the way. If you are watching live, let me know in the chat. All right, and we are back. So let's get back to this character that we were doing this on. I'm going to actually test this out, whether we need to go and dump off this anima. I don't think we need to. I think if we were to dump it into the covenant, then we would need to withdraw it because the anima doesn't carry over from one covenant to another, but I think these tokens should remain in our inventory. Worst case scenario, we just have to spend an extra 500 gold and come back to carry it. Well, technically slightly more gold, I suppose. Now, I do need to figure out how to change the covenants. I don't recall exactly how to do that because I haven't actually changed covenants ever. Let's see if we can't figure that out. Let's see if Zygor has a... Alright, so we're doing Night Fae last. Okay, so I think we literally just have to run over to that fellow that we were just at and ask him to change the covenant. At least that's what it said. Maybe we need to come over here instead. Oh, okay, yeah. So we need to go over to the next one that we want to join. I think let's do Necrolord next. I was told that you could assist me in joining this. And so we'll talk to him and we'll say, I told you could assist me in joining. I am sure. Accept. And we are Necrolord. Okay, so that was even quicker than I thought it would be. And we've kept the anima items and we've kept all the rewards. Most importantly, this Wisps of Memory item and the anima items itself. Let's go ahead and... Well, we can pick up this quest, but I don't think we're going to complete it because we're not going to bother flying over there. Doesn't look like it rewards much anyway. So let's go ahead and use up that item. And that will take us to level 60 Renown. And there we go. We get another one of these Wisps of Memory items, as well as the Ensemble for the... no, that's the first item that we had. Oh, I should have reset this so that we could have seen it better. In any case, we got the Maldraxian Corpse Fly Harness and the Armored Plague Rot Taurus. Those we already have because these two, what do you call it? Covenants we've already done, and we got a little Pepe item. We also got more of the anima items. Yeah, we got... Okay, thank God. We did get 4 more of the 250 anima items, and we got another legendary power, which doesn't really make too much of a difference because we're not going to be grinding out legendaries on this character. All right, next, let's do the Venthyr. Now, this one I'm actually excited for because this I don't have the rewards for. I haven't taken any of my characters to 60 Renown on what do you call it? On the Revenant thingy bobbers. Is this a cloth set though? I think we lost it because we swapped like I think we lost some of the strangely enough it does seem like we've swapped this, like we've lost it. So I think that'll be solved once we have one character that we keep in each what do you call it, in each of the covenants. Jeez. Okay, so we are going to now use up our broker market distinction for the Venthyr. The Venthyr, sorry, the Venthyr. Making up words here. And yeah, sure enough, here. So this is an example of one that we haven't done on any of our characters before, right? So all these are brand new. We will be keeping Venthyr on one of our characters. But that's not this character. This character we'll just take through and we unlock this armor set. Let's go ahead and learn that ensemble. And we unlock these 2 mounts. First of all, the Sinfall Gravewing. That's a cool looking mount. Jeez. It's so ominous. Okay, love that. Let's go ahead and learn that mount. And we'll test out the mount special in a second here once we're done with all these. And then the Gravestone Battle Armor is the other mount that we unlocked, which is also a super cool looking mount, considering how easy it is to get with an alt that is above at level 60 or above. That's pretty awesome. And we got a third one of these. We got a new Pepe unlock as well, and another legendary unlock. And now let's go over and do the Night Fae. Let's finally swap over to the Night Fae because this is the one that we're actually going to be keeping. And so we'll accept the quest for this because we are actually going to complete this quest. And let's go ahead and use the broker mark of distinction. I believe I have already done this on another character, so I don't think any of these rewards should be new. Yep. And so sure enough, we got the Ardenwold Wilderling harness, the Shade Leaf Rune Stag. We already have both of those on our account. Let's go ahead and learn that. And the Garb of the Pure Spirit armor set we already know as well. And we've gotten our 4th companion experience page. Now, the next thing that we have to do is we have to actually fly out to Revendreth. What is this quest over here? Is this anything that we need? Call to Lord Daeron. No, I think that's I don't think we need to do that on our alts. All right, let's close out these quests because we're not really going to be bothering with all of this. But we do want to do the Night Fae. The Night Fae, what's it called? Not the Reputation Guide. Command Table. Boom. Night Fae questline. Okay. So let's go ahead and load that guide up. And so essentially at this point we could, I'll tell you guys where the lower effort part of this sort of ends. Okay, sorry. I think I needed to pick up Report to Moonberry. Do we not have that quest already? It doesn't look like Talinara has that quest for us. And this is a level 60 character, so presumably they should. Report to Moonberry. I'm using Wowhead way too much on stream for my liking, but let's go ahead and see if this quest does anything for us. All right. For Queen and Grow. Well, that's the whole Covenant story. We will probably do that on one of our characters at some point. Do we already have the quest? It's the Heart of the Forest quest we have. We don't have Report to Moonberry for some reason. I wonder if that's going to be important. In any case, let's move along, I suppose. If we really do need it, we'll figure it out later. And I'm probably going to cut most of this in the video that I'll do in explaining how to efficiently farm anima on alts. But what we're going to need to do now is run over here, and we should be able to fly directly to the refugee camp in Ardenweld. And then we're going to have a couple of quests that we need to get done in order to be able to deposit all the anima, at which point if we weren't planning on doing anything else on this character, we would just come back to Oribos, go back to that exact same vendor, and buy 4 of the items that cost 1,000 anima each and that are bind on account, and we'll use that to transfer the anima to our main account. Of course, if you're watching this past the War Within pre-patch, which there is a very good chance that you are, seeing as how the pre-patch drops in 4 days, you won't even need to do that step because you can do it directly through the interface, and the Warband interface allows you to just click on any of your currencies and transfer it over, so you can save a bit of time as well. And if you want to save a couple of minutes, it may be more efficient to do that after the pre-patch. I suppose there's not really any great reason to necessarily get this done prior to the pre-patch. We can probably also fly around and just complete some of these quests for some more anima. It should be interesting to see whether post pre-patch we need to have, like, we can only do it in blocks of 1,000 anima to transfer them to other characters on our account. And flight paths are always fun. I usually would just fly into the zone. Like, I would use the flight path just to get into the zone and then dragon ride the rest of the way over. But I'm feeling lazy today. Like I said, I'm not feeling super well. So we're going to take all the shortcuts that we can. And when we get back to Oribos, we do also need to do the party sync thing on this guy here, so that we can complete that final achievement. All right. Let's go ahead and, well, first off, let's just close all of these notifications, and let's turn in this quest and lead on. begin following Lady Moonbury. So I'm assuming there's some RP here. I wonder if we can just fly straight on ahead to the quest turn-in spot, because I think this area is only accessible to members of the Night Fae Covenant. I gotta stop trailing off at the end of my sentences. I have a nasty habit of doing that in real life. It drives my wife nuts. But I need to stop doing that on stream. I love that in saying that I needed to do that, I also did that yet again. In any case, I'm working on it, folks. I'm working on it. Let me know in the comments if that annoys you as much as it annoys my wife. And annoys me when I'm trying to edit any of my videos, by the way. It's become a lot more apparent. So I'm growing as a person by doing this is the main takeaway from this. All right, receive boon. And it looks like that's a 35-second cast. No real way to skip past that. I'm just gonna mute myself for a second here because I need to do something on my phone. All right, and we're back and we're done casting that spell. Let's go ahead and turn this quest in. We've learned Soul Shape. What does the next quest do? Show, don't tell, and let us commune with each other. Communing should take 6 seconds. Again, I mean, I think being super time sensitive about this was important when you could do this on class trials, because then it was literally just that fast. I think now that you need to do this on actual level 60 characters that you've leveled up all the way, it probably won't make too much of a difference. Now, the thing I would say, though, is if you're making characters specifically for this, this is another time that having characters that are either what do you call it, Volpera, so that they can make camp here and port back to their base to complete their mission tables, if you're planning on running mission tables on these characters, which is the sort of slightly higher effort version of doing this. The advantage in doing so is that you have more like repeated anima sources, but it does also require you to log onto the character, get to the Covenant Sanctum, and actually do the whole mission table nonsense, right? Could definitely be worth it. But being a Volpera, you can make camp here and have an easy way to get back here. Or if you do it on a mage, you know, you can set your Hearthstone here and you should be able to port back to whichever capital city you need to take them back to fairly easily as well. So I definitely recommend doing this if you're leveling characters specifically for this, or if you're trying to pick which characters you may do the more high effort versions on. Volpera and mages are especially good for this. A Volpera mage is just almost overkill. If you want to go that hard, go for it. I'm not going to be the one to stop you. I have a Volpera mage that I'm very excited to do all of this on, because it's going to be a lot easier, but you can definitely do it that way. What did that quest do for a silk shortage? I don't know if we need to complete that for, I don't know if that rewards us anima or anything, but let's go ahead and learn the flight path while we're at it. And it really does kill me when I'm playing characters that don't have movement speeds. Luckily, what do you call it? Mages are a little bit better in that regard. All right, show, don't tell. And I need to find a better add-on. I need to find a better mount add-on that helps me dragon ride everywhere by default. If you have a suggestion for a good mount add-on that you're happy with, I've tried easy mount. I used to use go-go mount, which was just perfect. I've tried easy mount. I've tried light mount. Currently I'm using, I don't even remember which one. I think I literally have them all enabled. I'm using Bestride, which is kind of nice, but it still doesn't default to dragon riding. I don't know if, and I don't think it gives me an option here to default to, what do you call it, dragon riding. Which I hope they update to allow it to do that, especially in the War Within. That's going to be super handy to have by default. But all right, let's go ahead and turn in this quest. And we've got to take our place on stage. the first new growth, so I think we do need to actually go quickly through this entire quest line. Let's use to begin Act 1, Xavius. We're gonna do a little play. Why not have fun with it? Let's dance while we're waiting. I'm sure that won't mess up. I'm sure that everyone watching the play, it will make complete sense to. Oh, okay. We actually have to do some combat. This character is not used to doing combat, but oh, and we are level 60 on this character, so this may actually be a little bit difficult for us, but hopefully I don't think we should struggle too much. The other characters that we're going to be doing this on are either level 70 or in most cases, I think I don't know how good of an eye level 252 is for a level 60, but I believe that we would have done this I think we got all of this gear during the launch event for Dragonflight, so presumably eye level 252 isn't that weak of a character. And of course the remix characters will be level 70, so they're not going to have any issue in any case. And I think the eye level that Blizzard's going to give us when they convert our characters into retail characters is around 340, something like that. So not super powerful for Dragonflight content, but for Shadowlands content for sure is more than enough for us to smash through whatever we need to do in Shadowlands. All right. I think we still have a couple more cutscenes that we got to do here. The annoying thing is that this sort of thing isn't really going to give us a great indication of where we are because we're not completing this entire quest line. We're just trying to complete far enough along to be able to deposit our anima, and that's where we will end for most of these characters. I do wonder if the anima quests are quicker on any of the other covenants, though from what I've read, I believe it is. Did that reset the boss, or was that part of the act? If it reset the boss, then we're gonna have to do this again, which is annoying. But we now know to position ourselves in a way that we can't get kicked off stage. Okay, that did complete the quest, thankfully. So we will now do Act 4, and we've got to get this done. How many? I'm so restless right now. RP is it's fun the first time. If it's like a cool cutscene or something that we haven't seen before, but on alts I definitely don't really enjoy doing too much what do you call it? Not dialogue. Yeah, it's getting to that time. We've been streaming for 2 hours right now, which normally I'm normally still pretty decent. I mean, feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Feel free to agree with me in the comments. Feel free to do whatever you want in the comments. Just comment. God dang it. No, but I would really appreciate it if you could drop a comment if you're watching live. Let me know in chat. If you're watching the video on demand, please do drop a comment. I really love reading comments from you guys. I don't get that many at all, if we're being honest. Being completely honest here. So I really appreciate all the comments that I do, and I do reply to every single one as soon as possible. Test me on it. I challenge y'all. I challenge y'all to leave enough comments that I'm not able to reply to all of them, which is impossible because I will reply to every single one. All right, we've got to place Azeroth. Jeez. All right, I don't think we are going to make it over to the beta today, in all honesty. Just given how we're going. But maybe on Monday's stream we will head over to the beta again. Tell him, give him my costume. Oh, I gotta talk to Sargeras backstage, I guess. Oh, I gotta talk to Satin Stitch. Give me my costume, please. And then we're gonna talk to that NPC there. We're gonna click on this. We have to stab the world. All right, and then we're gonna become Nathanos. Oh, I wonder if we could have used. We should probably add our soul shape ability to our spell bar here. Spellbook, alter time, soul shape. Oh, so it's got a 1.5 minute cooldown. That seems kind of annoyingly long. In any case, we've got to burn Teldrassil. Oh no, that doesn't seem very nice. Though I guess we are in costume as, who are we in costume as? We're in costume as Nathanos, I suppose. I need to know my lore better, considering I've been playing this game for 19 years. All right, and now we talk to Rickrack, and we get another costume. Can we use soul shape? We can blink, which is a thing. Oh, we didn't upgrade our costume. Oh, it isn't a 1.5 minute cooldown. We're flickering. Oh, well, we have soul shape up. I see. All right, so we've got to talk to this NPC and upgrade our character, and now we are now playing Anduin, I suppose. I guess we just trample over all these Horde siege engines. I know it's just a play, but I feel bad doing anything against the Horde. All right, and we'll remove our costume. How's the play-by-play going? And soul shape is on cooldown, it appears. We have to heal 5 of these wounds. And then can we? Oh, we can mount up between here. It is annoying that it's giving us a flying mount. Presumably, dragon riding between these spots would be quicker. All right, and are we finally ready to take a bow? Jeez. Oh, there's another act. There's an Act 6. I really hope we do need to complete all these quests in order to deposit anima. We may not have to. We may have already unlocked the ability to deposit anima. We may be just doing this to unlock the mission table, which is fine because this is a character that I play pretty often, and so being my transmog banker, so if I have 5 minutes to complete mission table missions, probably not the worst character to pop this on. Also because I can do that while playing on my main account, like while I'm waiting for things to happen on my my main account. All right, we've got to defeat Jaina. Well, where is Jaina? Do I just stand around? I guess I just stand around until something happens. And welcome to the stream, anyone who's just joining us, by the way. What we are now doing is we are taking an alt through... Well, what we first did was we took an alt through all 4 different covenants. We bought an item called the Broker's Mark of Distinction, which is available to all of your alts if you have Renown 80 on at least one of your characters. As in Renown 80 with their covenant. If you have Renown 80 with any of the covenants in Shadowlands, which if you don't have it, it's super quick to farm these days. Just run a bunch of Shadowlands content and you will easily pick that up. But basically then we will get onto an alt that's level 60, hasn't really done any Shadowlands content. We'll join, any of the covenants. We'll use that Broker's Mark of Distinction, which you pick up from a vendor right next to the flight point in Oribos. That will skyrocket us to renown 60 for that covenant. That will give us not only the mounts for each of the like 2 mounts per covenant, it will also give us an ensemble, as well as these items that give us what do you call it, anima, enough for 4,000 anima. We will, I mean, and then if you care, it also gives you a Pepe item and a legendary power. Not really anything that's of any value at this stage in Dragonflight. Probably, if I mean, a week from now we're going to be well into the pre-patch for the War Within, so it's going to be even less relevant if that's possible. But basically, at that point, the most important item also that we get, the second most important after the anima, is the companion experience Wisp of Memory, and this allows us. 4 of these will allow us to power level one of our adventure follower guys all the way to level 55, which will also then cause the troops that we use at the adventure table to scale all the way to that level, which makes it super trivial to then complete all of the missions, including the 4 missions that we need to complete in order to unlock the 4 mounts that come from the adventure table. And that's what we're planning on doing on this character. All right, now we need to just take out this boss so that we can complete this quest line and start building our adventure table. And then we will get back to the other mount farm we were doing, which is on my main, who has 80 renown with the Kyrians. And on that character, what we're doing is the Path of Ascension. We've already unlocked 3 mounts through the Path of Ascension, and that entire process didn't take us super long. We will need to do a couple more upgrades to unlock the remaining mounts, though, and there's about, I want to say there's 4 more mounts that we're going to unlock through the Path of Ascension. What did that reward us? Oh, we got another mount! Dreamlight Runestag. How do we not have that mount already? In any case, a new mount's a new mount. I'm not going to complain or ask so many questions about that. So, this is what that fellow looks like, and this is a cool looking mount. I think it's a recolor of one of the other mounts that we did unlock. But it's got an adorable little mount special to it as well. Definitely one worth picking up if you haven't picked it up already. And that was pretty quick. I wonder if we'll unlock a similar mount when we complete the Revendreth quests on another one of our alts. All right. Now, we also didn't actually test out the other mounts that we got from the Venthyr. Let's scroll up to the top here. We can't use them anymore. That's annoying, but I think it still counts towards our mount collection on at least one of our characters, which is good enough. Or oh no, I think we would need to take it up to 80 renown, which we will be doing on one of our characters. But we still unlock those mounts, so I'm gonna count it. All right, let's pick up this quest. I'm ready to go. Begin flying. And I wonder how much more of this quest line there is left. Okay, looks like there's still a couple of quests left until we are able to do our mission table. Up. Fly with you, Sarah. Don't know how long this is going to take. Hopefully not too long. I think we're just flying back to the actual area here. Night Fae Veteran available quests. I think that's one of the follower mission quests. We don't want to get any additional followers because the more followers we have, the lower our average follower level will be, which also means that the troops that we get are going to be lower follower level. So unless we unlock the adventure table and don't have a single follower, then we may need to go pick up that follower. All right, and I'm just gonna park this character where we need him in Oribos until we complete that RP sequence there. All right, now take me to the Queen's Chamber for an audience, please. We've got more flying to do. And let's go ahead and swear an oath. Ooh, cutscene. If you're watching live, let me know in the chat if we should skip the cutscene or watch through it. And I guess if you're watching the video on demand, you can just skip ahead if you don't want to watch the cutscene. I should probably stop talking over cutscenes. Take a second to grab a quick snack. Alright, we are back. So, apologies, I just needed to refill my water bottle real quick and take a quick bio break. But, we are back. I need to find better snacks to have during the stream. If you have any ideas for me, let me know in the comments. What are your favorite, like, snacks to have while gaming? I usually, like, I'll do nuts or I'll do, like, chocolate or sour candy, but I should probably try and find some things that are healthier. I guess nuts aren't too bad, like mixed nuts. All right, let's go ahead and turn in this quest. Shifting power. What does shifting power do? Is it in my spellbook here? Draw power. And, okay, it's just a combat ability. Oh, is there any downside to skipping ahead? All right, let's just take the skip in the interest of time. All right, Lady Moonbury, the Forge of Bonds. Does that mean we've already unlocked the ability to deposit all of our anima? Because that's what we're trying to do as quickly as possible. Or do we need to go through the soulbind thing first? I am ready to begin. Alright, I guess we have a little cutscene here. If you are trying to do this as quick as possible, you can definitely skip through these cutscenes a whole bunch. Let's go ahead and turn that in. And I think that should be our first follower. Boom, we unlocked a bunch of soulbinds. I don't know if we, strictly speaking, need to do any of this, but we might as well be thorough. Potency. Oh, we gotta pick one or the other. Soul Shape's cooldown is reduced by 15 seconds. Yeah, I think we care more about this one. Endurance. Your barriers heal for... Alright, we're not planning on doing a whole bunch of... Finesse. The cooldown of Blink is reduced by 1 second. Okay, that we always want. Cooldown of Blink being reduced, that I will always take. Obtain leather, meat, and fish. That's not really going to be worth much. Ooh, I like this. Oh, and then we have an endurance soulbind, but we don't have anything to actually put in its place. We do have a potency spellbind, but I don't think it'll let us... Oh, we can just skip ahead and do that right away. That's kind of cool. All right, apply conduits. There is actually an item that we can unlock to max out the soulbinds available on that same vendor. I guess it would help us just like complete quests quicker, which may not be a bad idea. Critically strike, get a movement buff. Sure, why not? Oh, can we not? Yeah, that's what I thought. If we don't have a bind in there, is it going to let us do any of that? Okay, I don't know if that's active or not, but shouldn't really make too much of a difference. Let's go ahead and turn in that quest. The Endless Forest. Well, at a certain point, we're just doing unrequired quest. Yeah, I don't think we needed to do any of those. All right, Emblem of Renown. What did that get us to? 61. World quest max item level increase. Become a hero, gaining respect. Okay, we got a bunch of different achievements here. I don't know if any of those strictly speaking, help us with what we're trying to do here, though. All right, that's our Soulbind. Renown. So it's 61 Renown. We unlocked an upgrade for our one of our Soulbinds, and we increased the eye level of the whatchamacallit, which we don't really care about. We got to be very careful to not talk. Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe that's not a follower. Where do I drop my anima? It has been ages since I've played a Night Fae character, so I'm not 100% certain on this, but is it this? Is it this folk here? What was that quest? Challenges in Bastion. Okay, so I think that's our first calling. And I think we need to probably upgrade something to get the other 2 callings. But I'm not too concerned about that now. Is Lady Moonberry who we talked to deposit all of our anima? I guess not. I guess not. I think it's literally this fellow here. And maybe I was mistaken. Oh yeah, okay. We do need to complete these, I think, in order to unlock. Or no, those are PvP quests. All right, that has nothing to do with anything. What is my renown? No, where do I gotta go over to Zahad the Builder. Now, where is Zahad the Builder? Is it upstairs or downstairs or something? Night Fae Armor Trader, item upgrades. The Innkeeper. We've already bound our heart there. And so, essentially, once we have enough anima, I think we should also be able to buy a, let's just look at the mounts, because that's, no, this is the armor trainer. All right. Ah, okay, we got to go downstairs. Jeez, it has been way too long since I have played anyone on the, any character that's in the Night Fae, whose roots touch anima. All right, collect anima sources. All right, we did that. I wonder if we could just instantly complete this quest if we had waited to use the Renown 60 token until afterwards. Potentially, but oh well. Oh no, one of our interface one of our add-ons is blocking us from being able to deposit our anima. Let's go ahead and reload this real quick. All right. Hopefully it doesn't bug out this time. And let's go ahead and deposit all of our stored anima. That should get us to 4,000 anima. Boom. Now, the command table will take up 500 of that anima. So if we were just doing this for, to farm anima, rather to channel anima to our main, at this point we would just fly back to Oribos, go back to that same vendor that we bought the what do you call it? We would go back to the vendor next to the flight path here, who we bought the items that boosted us to 60 renown from, and we would buy 4 of the items that he sells for 1,000 anima that are BOA and allow you to transfer them to your main. If you were playing this after the pre-patch, which is almost certainly going to be the case, you can just come over here to the Reservoir Anima and click on the little button to transfer it to whichever character you want the anima on. Now, that said, we are going to do a slightly more high-effort version on this character because we do want to build the command table. That will take an hour to research, so I'll probably just put that in the video whenever I release that, as opposed to doing it on stream, because I don't think we're going to be streaming for another hour. But if you're watching live and you want me to go longer, let me know in the chat, and I can see if I can make that happen. All right. The other upgrades I don't think are going to be worth it. We're not planning on playing this character super actively, or like taking them through a whole bunch of things. But the command table we do want to unlock on this character because we want to do the campaign missions on this character specifically. So we will buy that upgrade there. And where is the renowned vendor? I want to see what other items we can pick up while we're here, or what items we could unlock once we channel more anima to this character. Like which ones do we still need to unlock versus what can we just buy once we have enough anima. Is Featherlight the NPC? Yeah, like I said, I haven't played a Night Fae character in, potentially since Shadowlands itself at the very least. Like at the very most, we've done it pre, like at the early Dragonflight, if that. That fellow didn't seem to do anything. The trunk, the canopy, or the roots? Where do I buy my renown items from though? Like the renown rewards, there should be a vendor somewhere. That's the same sanctum upgrades. Are we in the rewards? Way more time on why I had this stream than I would usually like, but it is what it is. Alright, we can unlock branches and those like plantful backpacks. Mounts, mounts, mounts. Alright, now. Alright, so these are the two that we get from the quests, which is well and good. From Elwyn. The question is, where is Elwyn? In the trunk. Which part are we in right now? We're in the roots right now. We gotta go up to the trunk. And we gotta find Elwyn. Who it appears is located, I think, around this side. Or is he maybe outside? Maybe that's why we're not seeing him. Oh, he's right here. What am I somehow missed this entire pack of mobs. Alright, so we've got the Wild Hunt Quartermaster, who we don't have any Wild Hunt rep on this. Hopefully Shadowlands go warband wide pretty soon as well. But okay, so what we could already buy is the Nightfight Hearthstone. If you're a toy collector, you know, you may want to pick that up for each of the different covenants. If you're a transmog collector, I suppose you can already get this this cute little backpack that has like the whatchamacallit, the butterfly amber moth things on it. Anima moths, maybe they're called, knowing Blizzard. But this actually goes with my transmog, which is with this like I mean, it's nowhere near as like devilish as like the actual transmog looks, but that's pretty cool. I could actually mog this with I could actually transmog it with this if I wanted to. But let's just filter on mounts. And so the mounts that we can pick up, if we send another 1,000 anima over to this character, we can pick up the Shadeleaf Rune Stag mount. And if we were to farm up some Grateful Offerings, we can also pick up the Wild Glimmerfur Prowler. I love the green color on this. This is a sick looking mount. But essentially, if we had enough, if we channel enough anima to this character, either through farming alts or just taking out doing 2 of the world quests that give us this 500 renown, right? We could technically just fly to Maldraxxus, take out this boss, and we've got 500 anima from there, and then we do a couple more quests to farm up another 500 anima from wherever on this character itself, and we've got ourselves another mount. Now, for this mount, it appears that we do need renown 70, so we will probably grind this out on 1 character each. Although I may already have a character that has renown 70, because I think my paladin has Night Fae for whatever reason. Doesn't go great lore-wise, I suppose, although I'm not really in tune enough with the lore well enough to know whether or not that's the case. But Autumnal Wilderling Harness, that's a pretty good looking mount there as well. What is this quest? What is this quest for? Is this just is that another calling? Okay, that's another calling, and that will also give us some more renown. I don't think there's anything from this bounty in terms of mounts. There is a toy though, the Sparkle Wings toy. So if we were trying to max out our anima, that's definitely something we do on this character. At this point, I think we're more or less done with what we need to do for now on this tune. We can head back to Oribos we would need to upgrade to tier 3 of the travel network. Honestly, on a mage, it doesn't really make too much sense. We can get back here pretty easily because we've set our hearth here. So at this point, do we have the teleport for Oribos learned? We should. Boom. All right, and let's do the party sync. We're in Oribos on this guy. Let's invite the other characters to the party while they're zoning in. And now I haven't actually done party sync before, but I think we literally just hit that. I think we basically just have to hit. I don't know how close we need to be. Let's give it a shot here, shall we? Let's hit start party sync. Start. Your levels and skills will be restricted to level 60. I'm fine with that. Did that work? Nope. I think we need to be closer. Sync and replay quests with party members. Accept. Okay, and we are now scaled down to level 60, which means we should hopefully be able to get the debuff that we needed to. The reason we're doing this, in case you're just joining the stream now, or if you joined a little bit later on in the video on demand, is because basically we are trying to complete the where'd it go now? All the colors of the the reason we're doing this is because we're trying to complete all the colors of the Painbow achievement here, which will unlock another mount for us. The issue we have is that in order to get this Fiery Veins debuff, a level 70 character, basically you need to let a level 60 character cast a spell on you. The issue is at level 70, we are too high level for the level 60 to actually be able to finish, like to actually land the spell, so we keep missing on that spell. So if we use Party Sync to bring this character down to level 60, we don't need to level a character all the way to level 60 and then farm up all the anima and unlock, do the entire thing to unlock Path of Ascension and all of the bosses and all that fun stuff as well. So it is what it is. And let's head back to our Covenant Sanctum, and we should hopefully be able to port into... Oh, why can't I use the... Is that... Why is the Eternal Gateway locked out to me? Alright, I guess we'll just flight path over there. I was planning on just using that little teleportation thing to get over here quicker. But that doesn't seem to want to work. Maybe it's not available at level 60. Though level 60 was the max for Shadowlands, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Flight paths are always super, super fun. Great time to catch up on texting, though, I suppose. There's actually a bunch of mounts in Shadowlands that aren't that difficult to get. One of the ones that I want to put together another guide for as well is these anima shards. And so if you're not familiar, basically you pick up 50 of these anima shards scattered all over the zone. I don't even think you need to be a part of the Kyrian Covenant. And that rewards you with a mount. Those anima shards are all over the zone, to be fair, including in the dungeons and stuff like that. But it's all within Bastion itself. I think it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to farm up all of them. I've picked up 5 of them so far, just while I was running around doing quests or unlocking other things for my main. But there's definitely a lot more of those that you can pick up along the way. All right, what are these 2 quests? Is it because of Party Sync? Has it like forgotten all of my quest progress? Is that the idea? Huh. So we'll re-unlock the Soulbind, which is fine. I hope that doesn't like reset our Soulbind or anything, although I'm not too concerned if it does. But we get an extra salvage cache of goods. That seems... This seems a little strange. I wonder if there's... I mean, I'm sure someone far smarter than me has probably figured out a way that can be put to some interesting uses. Where are our satchels? Where did those satchels go? Oh, I think it was saying completing it outside of party sync would have rewarded us with that. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, so we might as well learn these other items as well. We were inside the thingamabobber when we unlocked these, but yeah, this is that back piece that we unlocked. These are the two pets, the Dusty Splore Flutterer, and that's actually already selling for that's still selling for 6,000 gold, which is not terrible, right? Of course, I'm playing on a high pop Illidan server. Indigo goes for 170,000 gold. Jeez. I mean, I guess you do need to spend a lot of anima to get to the point that you can unlock that pet, but 170,000 gold, I will happily take that. That is a hefty amount of gold for Oh no, is this not going to let us use the can we still pop into the Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, they may have fixed this. If they have, that's going to be unfortunate. I don't know if I have the time or the patience to level a character all the way. Okay, looks like inside the Path of Ascension, we're still level 60, and we still have all of our bosses unlocked. Let's see if we have Mad Mortimer. Boom. Okay, we do. We do. Let's do it on the easy mode because we are level 60, and so there is a higher chance of us actually facing some difficulty here. I think we should be able to throw up these buffs and still get the achievement unlocked. So that should make it about 25% easier for us if I did my math right? Because that one gives us 5% and the other one... Or no, this is a total of 30%. So with a 30% nerf, I think even I may be able to pull this off. And we're going to skip the cinematic, but what we're going to do first is we're going to get ourselves 10 stacks of this debuff until we start vomiting. So basically we stand in the blistering pool, we start getting the plague fever debuff. Once this gets to 10 stacks, we're going to start vomiting all over the place. But we need to do that in order to get the achievement, right? The achievement requires us to get 3 debuffs and then take out the boss. And the first one is this vomiting debuff, so we need to get that. All right, there we go. We're uncontrolled vomiting all over the place. Lovely stuff. Glad I had my snack earlier instead. And then we will stand here on the freezing ground until we have 10 stacks of freezing limbs and we're frozen. And you want to do it this way so that you're not also kiting the boss while you're doing this. So we get those 2 debuffs out of the way, and then all we need to do is basically kite. Oh no, do we not have any of our potions? I guess we could do this with equipment. Do we have any self heals? I suppose we could use some potions and things like that to get us back to full health. I don't even have any potions on this character. Okay, we may need to redo this because I don't think I can regen enough. I think we will probably have to reset this. Should I bother pulling the boss or should we just jump off the edge? All right, let's see just how bad the scaling is. If I'm able to tank, then maybe we don't need to attach any equipment or anything like that. Okay, there we go. We're getting the unstable stimulant debuff, which is we need 10 stacks of that, I believe, which will give us fiery veins, and then we can take out the boss. And I believe even when we're immune, we should still be able to get the debuff. The only point is to get more stacks on the debuff, rather. The only point is that we don't want to interrupt the cast at all. Yeah, I think the ads are going to be what takes us out. Yeah, okay, that was sort of predictable, but at least we know that this party sync thing works. Ethereal pomegranate. Okay, I wonder if we can use that inside here. I'd like to try again. Let's go ahead and equip something. I don't know what each of the equipments do. Let's dash forward, removing slows and breaking and immobilizing events. Strike your target with the trident, causing 4,000 damage. Raise the shield, absorbing up to 14,000. All right, we may use that one. Freezing your enemies. File of Serenity. That's the one we want. That's the one we want. Because I don't think there's a time limit on how quickly we need to take these guys down. We could presumably, I mean, if we're really struggling, we may leave and then craft ourselves some of the like temporary items that give us buffs inside the thingamabobber. All right, we have the File of Serenity equipped, so let's just stand here and take the blistering pool of. Let's give ourselves this debuff, and then we may need to wait around a bit for the cooldown of this to go down. I wonder if I can use the file. Yeah, I think I can use the File of Serenity while I'm getting these debuffs on me, so that we're not waiting around for too long. Oh, sorry about that. My water bottle decided to start making weird noises. Now, oh, if we go straight over here, can we survive this as well? All right, I think we will just like get ourselves down to super low health. We're not in combat, so I don't know if we can eat. I don't think we can, because I don't think we can actually use items in here. Let's pop this again. That should give us another 10% health, and we may just have to... Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to wait around for this cooldown. But presumably with full health, we should be able to take this out pretty easily. I think it's just going to be annoying waiting around for a bit, and that's probably where crafting some of the like one-time use items should be pretty easy. And we have a lot of the crafting materials that we need for the Ascended crafting in any case, and they're not that hard to farm up. So if they would help a lot, it probably isn't the worst idea to go ahead and do that. But yeah, let's see how we're doing in terms of how much longer is left on this guy's Covenant upgrades. Oh, I forgot we have server reset in 9 minutes. Not that it makes really too much of a difference to us. Let's hearth back over to our little Kyrian zone here. Oh, the night phase zone. Missed the cooldown on that. This is fun. This is fun to watch on a stream. I'm sure just watching me wait around to buff myself, like to heal myself to full. I wonder if any of the other characters are quicker in getting this done. All right. And so if you don't have a second account, I guess the best practice, I think they've disabled the ability to party sync with starter accounts. So you'd probably just need to ask a friend or whisper like a random lobby and ask them if they don't mind just party syncing with you real quick so that you can complete this. I don't think it should be too hard to find anyone. And if all else fails, I mean, that's what gold is for, right? Watch my gold videos. Watch my gold videos, have enough gold so that you can pay someone to let you party sync with them. And we're just going to take out this boss, and then I think we're going to end the stream there. Although we may already start wrapping up, and I may just put this in the video once we're done. Because I think this is going to take a little while, and I don't know if that it's the most engaging stream content, because I don't think there's a whole bunch of things I can say about it while it's happening. And we are at about the... we're almost at the 3-hour mark, so I think that is a fairly decently long stream. We will try and do a longer stream on Monday. Hopefully I'm feeling a bit better and we can do that. But in the meantime, so we covered how to get 3 of the mounts at least. And well, we covered how to get a total of, I want to say, around 10 mounts, right? Because we have the 4 from the mission table. We have the 5 from this whole thing. We technically covered how to get at least 6 more mounts if you don't have them already from rotating through alts. So what is that? That's 5 plus 4, that's 9 plus another 6. I'm assuming you already have the 2 that you got from leveling one of your characters to 80 renown with their covenant. So that's a total of 15 mounts. 15 mounts in 3 hours. Not too bad. Not too bad. We did also dink around a bit trying to set up our mission table and stuff like that. You probably don't need to do all of that if you're just trying to get through all this as quickly as possible. And yeah. Did we cover any other mounts? Well, I guess there were 2 more that we covered how to get as well that we didn't end up actually getting. We got, uh, I'm gonna count it as 6 because if you have only done um, Shadowlands on one character, then you would have 6 mounts available to you that you don't already have by rotating through them the way we did. And I guess we got 3 or 4 pets, maybe a couple more. We got a whole bunch of ensembles. We got a bunch of anima and the tokens for that, although presumably you would use those up to buy mounts. And so, yeah, we didn't make it. We didn't quite make it to the beta today, which I was sort of keen on us doing, but I don't think that's for the worse. I think probably we can do that on Monday's stream and have a bit more of a structured approach to what we want to do on the first days. My main thing that I want to show on, like, that I want to go through on the beta is what we would do for all of our alts and exactly what the process would be to get them set up with alchemy and tailoring at the bare minimum. Although I think I'm probably going to put some other professions on some of my alts as well. And if they don't fix what's being called the Artisan's Acuity Shuffle, then we may also have some alts on which we're planning on doing that. But my hope is that they fix that. If you're not familiar, it basically means that you pick up 2 professions on an alt, you fly around, pick up all the treasures, you do all the first craft bonuses, get all the Artisan's Acuity you can, then you drop those professions, pick up 2 different professions, do the same thing, and repeat ad nauseum. Well, not technically ad nauseum, but you do them until you've gone through all the professions, at which point you then learn, like, you save the professions that you actually want to have on that character for the end, and you end up with anywhere from 1,000 to, I think I've heard as high as like 1,500 Artisan's Acuity by doing that, which could be extremely powerful for 2 reasons. One, you could either use that Artisan's Acuity on that character itself to buy knowledge point items that will give you a huge leap ahead of the competition. 2, you could use it to purchase recipes, which also use Artisan's Acuity to craft, which would also give you a huge leg up on the competition. Or 3, and what I will probably do if that does end up working out the way that it does, is you can use that to craft profession tools for your main crafter with that profession. And therefore that main character can now use up all of their Artisan's Acuity directly on recipes or knowledge points or whatever, and so at least it's less costly that way. But I'm not sure if they're... I am hoping they fix it, because it does seem a little cheesy to have something like that. Okay, and it looks like we're at 99%, so we can probably go ahead and actually do this boss on stream now. And we want to be careful to not take him down too much in damage until we have our 10 stacks. I think we're actually going to try and keep him here at 94%, because at 93% is when the other ads start spawning. And we don't want to have to deal with the other ads unless we absolutely have to. And it looks like something already took it down to 93%. Or maybe it's 90% then. I'm actually just going to turn my back to him so we're not doing any more damage to him until we've gotten our 10 stacks of Burning Glob, which will then give us the Fiery Veins debuff that we need to complete the achievement. I'm just going to stand here with my back to the boss until we get our 10 stacks, and using the File of Serenity equipment on cooldown so that we don't drop too low in health and aren't struggling too much by the time that we have 3 mobs attacking us, plus the stuff on the ground. But the good news is that we have full energy, so we can start off, like, once we have the debuff, we can just start off by using Unleash, and hopefully that itself should be enough to take out all 3 of the mobs, and we won't have too much of trouble. All right, there we go. Let's go straight into Unleash, and that took off a decent amount of their health, I guess. we are also scaling down, like we are also doing this on a level 60 character, so the scaling won't be as much to our favor. But presumably unleash on both of them. I think they share, I'm not sure if they share a health pool. I thought they did, but now it looks like they all do have their own health pools, although they seem to somewhat be kind of linked. I think it's just a lag in my interface that's causing them to look like they have different health amounts. Boom! Boss down, achievement done, and that is one more mount that we've unlocked. So, okay. We managed to get that done as well, and I'm happy about that. Of course, you could make this go a little bit quicker by probably, let's return to Elysian Hold, since we need to upgrade our Covenant Sanctum further in order to unlock the remaining mounts. But, all right. And now if we come over to this vendor here, if we send all of the remaining, if we send over anima from our alts, or we farm up anima, we have now unlocked the Pale Acid Maw mount, which looks like this. Pretty cool. We've unlocked the Silver Tip Dreadwing. Cool looking mount, although I'm not a fan of flying only mounts all that much, to be honest. Hopefully they do something in War Within that allows them to like sort of land when they're not in flight mode. And then the last mount that we unlocked was the Gruesome Flayedwing, which is also pretty cool looking. I like that it has 2 heads. The other mounts that we will get once we unlock the higher tiers of the Path of Ascension is the Phalanx, Eternal Phalanx rather, of Humility, which is this one, and the Eternal Phalanx of Loyalty, both super cool looking mounts as well. All right, we did all of that. With that said, the buffs I was saying, if you are struggling or if you don't want to wait around for that long, you can craft any of these items that will this will help you with your regen, right? I'm not sure if this works in the, I'm not sure if these are actually just for regular combat. These may not be for the Path of Ascension itself. These may just be for regular combat, in which case it's interesting that this is selling on the auction house, although you know what, you need these to buy a mount. So if you do have spare mats, this wouldn't be a terrible item to craft and sell in the auction house, because as you can see, I bought 2 of them in order to pick up a mount from over here somewhere. I don't remember the name of the mount, but if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments and I'll do a guide on that as well. I don't think any of these other items are going to be of too much use. I guess you could use this to repair, but are you really going to do Shadowlands content to try and get enough gold to repair? I mean, just doesn't seem like that would make too much sense. I wonder if we can drop off of the party sync now. All right, we don't have any other anima, and to upgrade Path of Ascension, geez, we need 12,500 anima. So we were probably gonna have to cycle through some alts in order to unlock that. And then I think at level 4, we have actually unlocked all of the, like we have actually gotten all of the mounts that we can unlock through this process. Because we'll get these 4. We've already gotten 3 of these. It's just that Silver Trip. It's just the Dauntless Dusk Runner that we'll get through the through upgrading to level 4. The only other items then are the Eternal Phalanx of Humility and Loyalty. So there's 3 more mounts that we'll get in exchange for about 12,500 bronze anima. I'm so used to saying bronze, jeez. Yep, with that, do we have the list of what each of the bosses reward? I think that's up here. We got the Phalanx of Loyalty earlier on, and the Dauntless Dusk Runner is the only other mount that we'll unlock by upgrading to level 4. Level 5 we could do if we wanted to, but honestly, it's all transmog, and I don't think I care enough for transmog to spend, what does it cost for that? Yeah, another 15,000 anima I'd rather use towards buying other mounts. But with that said, gang, thank you for watching the stream if you watch live, and thank you to those of you who are watching the video on demand. Drop a comment. Let me know if you guys like this mount farming content, or if you prefer when I'm in remakes, or if you prefer the beta stuff, or heck, if you just prefer the regular old gold making stuff as well. Let me know in the comments. If you feel I've earned it, please drop a like, drop a subscribe, follow me on Twitch, and tune in live. We are live every day at 4 p. Not every day. I wish every day. Although I may run, even I may run out of things to say by if we were streaming every single day. We'll build up to it. How about that? If you guys tune in and show me some love, then I will I will try my best to move to a daily streaming schedule. In the meantime, we are streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at roughly 4 p.m. my time. I have on screen right now what that is equivalent to in all the other time zones, or most of the other time zones. So you can take a quick look at the screen right now if you want to see when I'm going to be going live, so that you can come join, you can come chat, we can interact a bit. It's always more fun when people are chatting through the stream. We had a couple people come through today, which I was really happy and excited about. So thank you, everyone. Have a good one. May your mailbox be full of sold auctions, and may your mount collection ever grow. Take care. Have fun out there. And I'm continuing to post stuff on my YouTube, mainly YouTube Shorts so far, but I will be starting to post longer form videos as well, covering gold making, mountain farming. We posted some videos about remix, alt leveling, and stuff like that, but expect to see a lot more content there as well. And so if you are interested, please go check that out. Thank you so much. Have a great one out there. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. Take care, gang.